In an effort to evolve to the next level, mankind has looked towards the stars and other planets in hopes that they will be able to find a powerful resource called dark matter. Earth is now broken up into many factions, each one with the desire to possess infinite control over the others. Not far off in a galaxy nearby, an alien race called the Dregs is collecting dark matter and dark energy. They've learned how to locate it, collect it, contain it, and use it to expand their control over multiple planets. When the factions of Earth discovered this new galaxy and begin to explore it, they learn about the Dregs and their technology, how they are able to find dark matter and leverage it, using its power to expand their control over the other alien races. Hey everybody, thanks for being here, you guys. We've got a full stream for you guys, and we're excited to have you here. We've got D9 on here with us, Extreme, and Zigzauer, and they're going to be hanging out with us during the stream. If you guys can't hear my voice clearly, or if the music's too loud, let me know. But we'll be playing we're going to be playing music from the game. D9's made songs. And obviously you guys recognize this one from Sharples. So yeah, let me know. How does it sound? I want to make sure I got the levels right. You guys, is the music okay in the background? Is that okay? Just let me know. What's happening? Nice to see you guys. Let's give some shout outs real quick. What's happening? Rocco Amelia, Novus Nivus, Little Miss Goth, Bear the Greeter. How you doing? Cray Cray. Night Flash. Night Soul. Bonkers. Extreme. All you guys. Rick, what's happening? Aaron Perez, how you doing? Mania, nice to see you. Sounds good, very good. Okay, very nice. Awesome, you guys. Well, we've got a lot going on. You can see right here, right here, we got that story, right? You guys have seen it. You probably heard it. If you've been watching any of the other YouTubers' channels, you've heard the story. Kind of the foundation for what the game is about, the lore. And mankind, right? Mankind is trying to find the edge over each other. We're not surprised. But in this game, Earth is broken up into different factions. There's not really any countries anymore, or any nations. It's just factions, and they're in a race, in an arms race, really, to find something that can give them an advantage over the other factions. So what happens? They go into space, they find a galaxy nearby, and they locate an alien race called the Dregs, all right? And they decide they want their technology. They want that technology. So what do? They go to the planet that they're on, and they take it. And that is where that's where the conflict comes from. All right, and that's where the game and the gameplay, the real-time strategy, and everything comes from. So just want to kind of start off with that, you guys. For those of you who brand new, don't know what the game's about, it's a real-time strategy game, and it's for your mobile devices, okay? And we'll talk more about that in a moment. But yeah, it's exciting to see it all come together, guys. And today is a announcement, okay? It's an official announcement that we are going into development. We're technically in development phase, but what you're going to see today is what the game is about, what it looks like, what it feels like, what can you expect, what are the rules, how do you get resources, what can you do in the game, that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm really excited to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to smash that like button, you guys. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you would do a favor and just kind of share the stream right now, just get it out there on your social platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you got, just put it out there. If you're part of the Art of War 3 community, please invite your clan members to come hang out and check it out. At the end of this stream, there's going to be a quiz. That's right, a quiz at the end of the stream. So take notes. You will have a chance to win a Drake's key, okay? There you go. You didn't think you're going to win anything today. I know you guys in the Art of War 3 community like to win stuff. So take notes and get ready, because there's going to be a quiz at the end. All right. Let's jump into this. It's going to be available on 3 different platforms, okay? 3 different platforms. iOS, Android, Steam. Obviously, a lot of you guys are on Android. There's quite a few of you on Apple or iOS, right? And there's also a large group of players that like to play on the PC. So instead of having like BlueStacks or an emulator, we're going to put it on Steam so you guys can have that cross-play action. And you guys that are on PCs can actually play on the PC. And it's designed for you to be able to click with a mouse, and it still worked just fine. All right? Let's take a look at what happens when you get into the game. The first thing you guys are going to do when you get into the game. All right? And please, if you have questions, save them for a little bit later. I'll let you guys know when it's time to ask some questions. We'll take little breaks in between, and you guys will have a moment to ask questions about that specific information that I just shared, okay? All right. And if you guys are mods of my channel, my live chats, if you guys do what you do best and mod that live chat for me. All right. So when you come into the game for the very first time, you guys, you're going to pick a base. You're going to pick a base, an HQ. There's 3 different HQs you get to pick from. The first one is called Skanda. It's actually for water. And what I mean by that is it gives you enhancements on all your water units. So if you have a water unit, you're golden. You're going to get enhancements on the attack and the damage, if you will, and the health of those units. Now, you can only unlock one of these when you get into the game, all right? You get to make a choice. That's right, you've got a choice right when you come in. You want to do Skanda and have maybe a slight advantage on the water units? Or do you want to pick Matu or Ares? Okay, those are your options there. So you can pick either one of these when you start out. Once you pick that HQ, you're going to move into your commanders, okay? You get to pick a commander. But let me just say one more thing about these HQs. Each one of these are actually named by a god of war, all right? Skanda, Matu, and Ares are gods of war from different nationalities, different parts of the world. And so, yeah, take a look. You can Google those if you want, but learn more about them. But Matu is all about land units, okay? So Skanda's water, Mantu's all about the land units, and Ares is all about the air units. Okay, guys, so that's the first decision you get to make when you come to the game. You're going to pick from those guys, all right? Next up, after you pick your HQ, guys, you're going to hop in. You're going to pick a commander. That's right. Now, commanders are a little bit different. They're not going to be actually in the gameplay, like on the battlefield, all right? They're actually going to be your avatars, all right? But they come with special abilities, okay? Special abilities, and only you have those abilities if you have that avatar, right? So there's a chance that if your opponent has a different avatar, he'll have different abilities. They each come with 3 different abilities, 3, all right? So let's take a look at these different commanders. All right. And you can see here on the left-hand side, we've got the aquatic commander, and she is the female version of the aquatic commander. But we've got several different ones here. Sabotage, aquatic, chaos, diplomacy, and the mechanist, infiltration. They're basically, all of them have different abilities, guys. And we don't have time to jump into all of these, but I'm going to kind of explain to you what that looks like, okay? And 1 second here, someone wanted me to lower the music. Let me lower the music for you a little bit. There we go. All right. Like I said, there's 3 abilities. Most of them have 1 HQ ability. So what does that mean? An HQ ability means it's something that you can use prior to the battle. So you actually will use this ability before you jump into the battle. And I'll explain that a little later when you see how that looks when you go into a battle. But you'll go ahead and select the HQ ability and you'll activate it, okay? And then when you go into the battle, you'll have a couple battle abilities that you can use throughout the battle, and they have cooldown times, okay? So each one of these has 3 abilities. We're going to actually use the aquatic one as the example today. So you'll see her popping up later on. And we'll be taking a look from basically the standpoint of a player who has the aquatic commander. All right. And by the way, this song that we're listening to right now, just so you guys know, it's called Infinite Control. And again, shout out to D9, who actually made most of the songs you're going to hear today for the new game. He actually is going to be going on tour this year, starting in October. And he's an amazing guy. You make sure you guys check out his streams and go support him. Support that tour he's going to be going on. He's done some amazing stuff. He's producing more and more music for the game, and we really appreciate all he's doing for the game, for you guys, the players. All right. So let's move on, shall we? And you guys, just so you know, I'll be putting these out. These infographics will go out so you can take a look at them in more detail. There's a lot of information today, and we don't have time to go over every little thing, but I think you'll enjoy it and like it a lot. But you can see already coming into the game, you've got choices to make, right? You've got choices to make. What will you do? Will you choose what HQ will you choose? What commander will you choose just to start off with, right? Now later on down the road, you will be able to unlock another HQ and unlock another commander and be able to switch between the two. And that'll happen later on in your gaming experience. But yeah. All right. Before we jump in to the next section here, this is how I want to do it today. I want to offer up the opportunity to ask questions. So we're going to take a moment. Okay. We're taking a moment to ask questions. Do you have a question? And if you have a question, please, you can now put it in the chat. Only put it one time, please. Don't spam your question. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So first question is from Convel. Hello, Convel Wolf. How are you doing? He says, is it going to be balanced or is it going to be like Art of War? Well, guys, I can't speak for Art of War today, but as far as this game goes, it will be balanced. And we're going to show you a couple different ways to help with the balance. Obviously, the two pieces that I just showed you right now, they actually contribute to the balance. But then the units themselves and how you upgrade them and equip them also contribute to the balance as well. And we'll talk about that because there is no factions, really. There's no factions. So in a traditional RTS, a lot of times you'll see two sides, two factions. You know, you got Command and Conquer. Even in Art of War 3, you've got Resistance and Confederation. Well, in this game, the players create the factions when they create their clans, all right? And by how they upgrade and equip their units and customize their game experience. So they create the factions, which makes it kind of unique, but it also allows for the clans and the factions to really evolve, and there's so many different ways for you to upgrade those units. So we'll talk more about that. And Extreme's with us today. He's actually been a huge part. He is in charge of making sure you have a balance as much as possible, and you have options and upgrades and everything are looking amazing, by the way. But yeah, he'll be able to talk a little bit about that later when we get to that point. Okay, and let's take a look. Let's see what other questions we have. This one comes from Daddy. He says, from where will we be able to download the game? You'll be able to download it from Android and iOS, Apple, when it's available. Now remember, guys, this is in development right now. And we're going to talk about this at the end of the stream, how you can participate in the development and supporting it through Patreon. All right? All right. Let's see. What else we got here? Expected release date. That's a good one. Just so you guys are aware, my goal is to get this as soon as possible. But you guys know how that goes. We're creating a game, a full-blown mobile game. It does take time, but here's the thing, guys. We have it pretty well put together. Now it's just simply coding it and developing it. And with your support, depending on how many of you guys support this, it really determines the time frame, right? Because it costs money to make a game, obviously. So if you guys would like this to speed up and you'd like to see the game sooner than later, just share it with as many people as you can. Have them support it as well. And if we get the support we need, we can get this out really quickly. And I'll keep you guys posted. Those of you who support us on Patreon and are on Discord, you guys will be able to know what's happening and how it's moving along and everything else. So if you want to be on the insider scoop and you want to know what's happening and have early access and be part of the testing, as we get to that point, make sure you're a Patreon member and you're supporting the development that way. Let's see. Here's one more question I'm going to answer, and then we'll move on. This is from Night Soul. Don't you think it'll be unfair for mobile players to play against PC players? I mean, on PC, it's mostly better and easier controls. Actually, I'm looking forward to showing you the controls. I'm excited about that, actually. I'm going to show you the battle screen. You're going to see the controls, and I'm going to go over that with you. But we've made a couple we put a couple things in to help you guys make quick decisions and respond quickly, and it's pretty exciting. So I'm going to show you what those options are on the battle screen. All right, you guys, hold your questions. You can ask some more questions later. We're going to move on. All right, and we're going to listen to some more music from D9. This one's called Drax. Yes, the Drax. Those guys. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you guys. I'm not sure who's the bad guy and who's the good guy in this one. I mean, the Drax, yeah, they're pretty bad. And you'll learn more about them as the months go on, but I don't know. Mankind, those human factions, they want to take it too. So we'll see what happens. But thank you guys for your questions. And let's hop back into this and let's talk some more about the game. Here we go. All right. Next up, yes, the screen. That's right, the screen, the front screen, the command screen. This is what you're going to see as you come into the game. Every time you come into the game, this is what you're going to see. All right. And so let's just take a moment and talk about this. You've heard this. I think Zig Zauer's talked about this a little bit, and also Extreme has talked about this in a video on his YouTube channel. But let's talk about this a little bit and see what you guys think about this. But you've got, obviously, you see the symbols to the left and the right. We've got those symbols there. That's the DREX symbols, or language, if you will. That's their language, their code. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But that is what you guys will be collecting and trying to decipher during your gaming experience. All right, that's part of the game. Now, you can see that there's a big HQ button and a big battle button. That's because those are the two main areas you will be hanging out for the most part. I mean, you're going to be battling, obviously. You want to quickly go battle when you hop in the game. The battle button's there. If you want to jump into your HQ, and that's where you're going to spend most of your time is in the HQ, you'll go there. All right, but we're going to jump into the HQ today and get right into it. So here we go. So you hit the HQ button. It's going to pull you into the headquarters. All right, into the headquarters. Now you can see there is a pop-up tab that will open up. And as you can tell on the design, we gave a lot of thought to the design and really we're trying to think of ways to simplify the interface, but also make it very clean and also make it so you can actually access everything. There's not a whole lot of parts to this, and I kept this really simple because, you know, you jump into a lot of games. I mean, Art of War 3, you jump in there, there's a lot of little buttons everywhere. This is meant to be very clean, very simple, easy to navigate. Remember, we want to make it a game that even new folks that are new to RTS can actually get into. You know, those folks that have, you know, they're kind of like, I don't know how to play this, or what is this about? They hop in there. And a lot of times what happens with mobile games is that first couple interactions, it's just really hard for them. So, and we're not covering it today, but when you do get into the game, before you hit battle, you'll actually go into like a little story mode, and it'll tell you about the DREX. It'll explain, you know, how it works, the dark energy, dark matter. It'll talk about that kind of the lore of it. But yeah, this is all about making sure that obviously you guys as players who are experienced RTS players are comfortable and you can get all the things you need. But at the same time, we want to make sure that the brand new players that are new to the genre of RTS don't feel overwhelmed, right? Because that can happen. You guys have played those games. You've seen them. There's like a million things to do. So let's take a look here at the left side under aquatic. Now you can see it says aquatic there. That's just letting you know that's the commander that you have selected at the moment. Okay. And so you'll want to take a look here below aquatic. That's what we're going to be talking about now. So you can see there's a rank there. That's going to be your rank. Okay. And we'll talk about how you rank up. Below that's commander credits. We'll talk about that. Then you've got commander points. You've got DREX keys. You've got dark energy, dark matter. Okay. So let's hop into these different items or these resources and take a look at what these are. So Commander XP, and I apologize if you're getting a little bit of a delay on that end. That's just because of the fact that we're streaming this and it's going to catch up with the presentation a little bit, depending on your connection. All right, and again, save your questions for the questions time because I won't be able to see them right away. So make sure you guys do that, and I don't want to miss that. All right. All right, so Commander XP. XP is earned after each battle and is needed for ranking up. Commanders will receive 10 XP for every victory and 5 XP for every loss. All right? So basically, when you win, you're going to get 10 XP. When you lose, you're going to get 5 XP. Half of that. XP is what contributes towards your ranking, okay? So as you play, obviously you rank up. It's pretty standard, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. That's the Commander XP, or experience, right? This is your experience because you're playing battles. And that's what the Commander XP is. Commander credit. Each battle, the Commander will earn credits every minute they survive. If they lose, they will only receive half of what they earn. Okay? These credits are used for unlocking, upgrading, and developing units, as well as producing units for their next battle. They will also use these credits to enter the Infinity Tournament. All right? Commanders can trade their credits with other commanders for items, resources, or resources that they want or need. So basically, these credits are what your guys are going to earn inside the battle. And the way that the resources and everything work, unlike Art of War 3, where you've got like you're producing resources and it's only for that battle, and then when the battle's over, that's it. You go back into the next battle, create more resources. You actually keep the resources that you earn from the battle. Okay? So commander credits are a real credit. They're a real thing. So you take that with you when you leave the battle, and when you go back into the battle, you have those credits again. All right? And you accumulate more credits while you survive in the battle. All right? So at the end of the battle, obviously, if you lose, you get half of what you've earned. If you win, you get the full amount of what you've earned. And we'll talk more about that when we get to the battle area. And you can trade your credits. Yes, you can trade. We'll talk about that in the depot area when we get to that point. All right. Commander points. Each battle, the commander will earn a commander point for every minute they survive. These points are used to activate the commander abilities. Okay? So a commander point is tied to how you survive, basically. All right? So you want to make sure you don't die. You don't want to die. Basically, you want to stay alive as long as possible. So the reason we do it like this, guys, is because there's going to be new players and they are trying to survive. And you know, some of you guys out there, I know who you are. You guys are sharks. You're sharks when it comes to these games. And so this will give them the opportunity to earn some stuff, even if they're going to get their butts kicked. Okay? Because it's going to happen. Even though we're going to have it like, within 3 ranks, if you're a 15, you'll play a 15, 16, or a 14, that kind of thing. Even though we're going to have it like that, you still have the opportunity of getting your butt kicked because someone's just skilled. They're really skilled, right? So we want to give everybody the opportunity to earn these things, not depending on if they win or lose, but depending on how long they survive, because, they hang in there, they deserve to get something, right? So, but the commander point is very important. And we'll talk about what that means a little bit, but you're going to use these commander points to activate your commander abilities. Remember the commanders we talked about earlier, okay? They have abilities. The way you activate them is through commander points. So you'll use these commander points that you collect to activate those, all right? And each commander ability has a certain amount of points tied to it. So you'll be like, okay, so for example, if you want to do the aquatic ability, right? Let's say an ability that you want to use in the battle, right? It's 5 commander points. You'll use 5 commander points and you'll activate that ability and use it. That's kind of how that works. So that's commander points. All right, the Drake's key. I love the Drake's key. All right. The Drake's key is the economy. It's a key to the economy. It is the only thing the player will purchase inside the depot. And guys, this is a huge thing, okay? This is big, big, big. This is, I feel like this is what really makes it unique. I mean, yes, there's other games out there that have, their tokens or they have other things like that. But this is specifically tied to how you'll buy buy stuff inside the depot or the store. All right, so this is the only thing the player is going to purchase inside the depot. The only time that you'll spend money is to buy a Dregs key. The Dregs keys are used for buying skins, all right, to customize your HQ, your commander. You want to make them look different, your units, that kind of thing. Even the inside of your HQ that I showed you when you're in the HQ area. Stuff like that. It just customizes your experience. It also turns on dark mode, and we'll talk more about dark mode in a little bit, and other options that enhance your gameplay experience. They can be traded with other commanders for items and resources that you want and need. So let's say you have some Dregs keys, but you want some credits, or you want that skin that you can't get anymore because somebody else got it and it was a limited edition skin, but you want to get it. So what do? You go into the depot, and we'll talk more about that. And you say, hey guys, I'll trade you 2 Dregs keys for this skin, right? So we'll talk more about that in a minute, but the Dregs key is huge. And again, guys, it's the only thing you're going to buy with your money if you decide to. You don't have to, but if you decide to, that's what you get to buy, is the Dregs key. And by the way, the Dregs key is what I'm going to give away at the end of the stream. So be taking notes, guys. Be taking notes. All right. Next up, dark matter and dark energy. Guys, this is the foundation. These are the main resources, right? Besides the commander credits, these are the main resources in the game. Okay? Dark energy, dark matter. This is what it's all about. This is why the factions of Earth have gone into the space to find how to get this stuff, find more of it. And this is what it's about. The Dregs, so they understand how powerful it is. They figured out a way to use it. They're using it, obviously, to take over other planets. And here we are, right? So these 2 resources are key to infinite control. The commander begins collecting these resources after they successfully take possession of a Dregs Dark facility. All right, we'll talk more about that. But these facilities, they're on the map. They're spread out. They're all over the place. And one of the things you're going to want to do is take over these facilities. Okay, this is how you get the dark energy and dark matter. All right, for every Dregs Dark facility the commander possesses, they will receive 1 dark matter and 1 dark energy every minute it is in their possession. So if it gets taken back, which it can be taken back from another player, it stops. Once you take it back again, it starts back up again. Okay? This is how it works. So the battle constantly back and forth. You're trying to control those facilities so you can actually have more and more dark matter, dark energy as you play these battles. All right. And just so you guys know, dark energy and dark matter, you can think of these 2 things as like yin and yang, right? Dark energy is like life, dark matter is death, very much that way. And how they're used with units and things like that. Just to give you a little bit of insight, we're not going to dive into it too much because, like I said, there's a lot of information. But I wanted to cover the basics with you today. The dark energy is going to help you clone units. So you guys know, like, instead of producing units, right? Instead of producing them, you're going to be actually cloning them, the units that you have on the battlefield. All right. You'll be cloning those and reproducing them that way. And dark energy helps you do that, as well as dark matter. That also helps you activate the abilities of your units, right? So you're going to be using them for that. Different attacks and things like that. So think of these guys in a way of being used as almost like a boost, if you will. All right. But you don't pay for these boosts, and you can get more boosts absolutely free by just playing. So that's kind of how these work. And that's all I'm going to say for today. But just to give you an idea, that's kind of how that is. All right. And you can trade these. You can trade dark energy and dark matter. You can trade them. All right, back to the headquarters, you guys. Back to the headquarters. The next thing we're going to take a look at is friends, right? You guys play this because you want to talk to your friends. You want to connect with your friends. Well, we've created a way to do that. It's going to be part of the experience, right? And inside friends, you'll also have access, obviously, to your clan, all right, your faction, because they are your friends, okay? Some of them may not be your friends. Maybe you don't get along with them, but hey, they're friends. They're in your faction. You'll also be able to quickly talk with your friends. And really, the way that works is you're just simply selecting them and chatting with them. So let's take a look at it. When you jump into friends from here, or the community from here, you can see that friends button there next to battle now. You click on that. It's a little bit different version than when you click on community in the command center at the front of the screen, the front screen. All right, so let's jump into it though and take a look at it. We'll show you both examples. So you jump into here, you can see we've got a conversation happening here. To the left, you can see your clan information, right? You can see what the clan's accumulating from their clan wars, and also what they're getting from finding the alien relics or the symbols. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But also to the right side, you can see there's the chats, and really when someone messages you here, you'll be able to talk with them either with your voice, or you can use, obviously, text if you want, that kind of thing. So that's going to be there, and this is kind of the interface I wanted to show you guys. And if you have things that if you think of things that you like or want to know, or you want to add to this part of the game, feel free to share that in Discord. Okay, Discord's going to be the place you want to be. If someone could share that link to the Discord server for me, that'd be great. All right. The next song up is called Dark Energy. This is from D9. All right. Next up, let's go jump actually into the command screen here, because I want to show you the difference here. And it really is it's not a big difference, but when you go into community from this screen, okay, it's going to look like this. So you'll see the difference really is at the top of the right side. You've got world, clan, friends. So if you're in the HQ, you're going to go to friends, right? You're going to be chatting with friends, people who are your friends, you're connected to that way, and obviously your clan members as well. But here it breaks it up for you so you can actually be more specific. Obviously, it's on world right now, so you're going to be chatting with everybody that's kind of globally or whatever, just everybody. Clan, it's going to be just your clan mates, kind of like Art of War 3, you have that clan chat. Friends, it'll be your friends that you like to talk to, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the community area and the place where you can talk and communicate with your friends. So let's go back into the HQ, the headquarters. The next thing we're going to take a look at, guys, is the depot. That's right, the depot. This is where the economy really, in my opinion, evolves, depending on what you guys want to do, right? It depends on what you as a community, how you value these items, how you value things. You guys are in charge of that. You guys create that economy really inside the game. And so let's take a look at the depot where that happens, where you buy things, where you buy the Drake's keys, where you trade, that kind of thing. All right, so we've got the depot. The first thing that you can buy, obviously, are Drake's keys. Now, guys, listen. The Drake's key is very, very important. It like I said, you buy skins with it. It's got really good value to it. Okay, monetarily, it's monetary value, really. So the more that you buy, though, the more we're gonna give you a deal. Okay, so we've got the Drake's pack right there of 6, and we've got a pack of 20. Obviously, you can see the price going down. So if you get a pack of 20, it's 50 cents per key. All right, 50 cents per key, and that can get you quite a bit in the game as far as skins and different things like that, dark mode, stuff like that. So, and we'll have packs actually where you can get keys and skins and other stuff all packed together as well in our special deals area. But that's kind of that you're kind of seeing how monetarily how it's going to work, all right, and how the game makes money from just the customization of your experience. So let's take a look at skins. You're going to be able to go to skins, all right, and in the skin area, let's say you want to check out the units. You pick air. It's going to show you what the skins look like, right? Before you buy them, how much they're going to be. Now, all of these are showing 1 key. So, depending on what pack you buy, the skin could cost you 50 cents or $2. Okay? It's totally up to you. If you want to buy a pack or buy 1 key and then buy it, you determine how much it's going to cost you, really, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, you can look at that. You can select on the side there. You've got HQ headquarters. So you can select what that HQ is going to look like. The HQ that we saw at the very, very beginning, you can change the look at that. Units, we're looking at that right now. We've got air selected. You can see at the top there, heavy, air, water, special, infantry. So you can pick from there and get skins for specific units, okay? Or specific categories of units. Commander. All right, so commander is going to be your commander. Yes, the gal that you saw at the beginning, the gal that's inside of the HQ, you can change the way they look. Okay, we're going to have all kinds of different skins for the commanders. And then we've got packs. Those are basically the bundles. So if you decide that you like a skin, a certain, specific type of skin, but you want to get it for your headquarters, your units, your commanders, everything, you want it for the whole thing, you want that skin on everything, you go to packs and you can buy that skin in a pack. Okay? All right. Next up is trade. That's right, trade. Now, guys, this is something that Art of War 3 doesn't have. And other games, some games do have it. In the mobile world, you don't see a lot of this. There's going to be trading in here, okay? But it's really simple, really simple. Like I said, we're trying to keep it simple. So you're looking at the right side here. I want to talk about the right side of the screen first. Select something to trade, okay? So over here, you can pick from skins, credits, keys, dark, all right? Dark is the dark energy, dark matter. So if you have a skin that you don't want anymore and you want to trade it off and get some credits or get something for it, you can trade it off. If you've got credits, let's say you just got lots of credits because you play a lot and you want to get a drag ski because you don't have any money, real money, okay? But you want a drag ski. You go trade some of those credits and get yourself a drag ski. Let's say you have keys. Maybe you have money. Maybe you are someone who likes to spend money on the game. And you've got keys, but you don't want to grind. You don't want to grind. You don't have time to play all these games. You can trade some of those keys and get some credits or get some other things that you want. Or maybe you just have a hard time holding on to those facilities, those dark facilities, because they keep taking them from you. You hold on to them for like a couple minutes, but then they grab it back from you and you're like, man, I need some more dark energy and dark matter. Well, guess what? You can use your credits, you can use your skins, you can use your keys to trade and get more dark energy and dark matter. All right? So yeah, that is the depot. Obviously, you can see the special deals there. And yeah, it's really going to be cool. It's a really cool part of the game. And later on, guys, I'm not showing it here, but I do have plans to trade units. Now, obviously, those are probably going to be expensive because they'll have upgrades attached to them, okay? But you can imagine the economy that's going to evolve and be created by you guys, the players, from the depot, okay? So, really a cool thing about the game. I'm excited to see how it works. And already you can see from the depot that you don't have to be a player that has to pay. You don't have to pay. It's a free to win, free to play game, okay? If you want to pay and customize the experience, you can. If you want to trade, you can. All right. So let's talk about that for a moment. In fact, I'll leave it on the screen just so you guys can talk about it. But let's ask some questions real quick before we go into this next portion of the stream. So do you have questions? Go ahead and put your questions in the chat now. If you were asking questions earlier, I did not see them because there's a lot of stuff happening in the chat there. So, and if you're a mod and you know there's a good question and I didn't see it, please ask it again, and I'll throw it up and we'll talk about it. Yes, this is a free. Yep, that's right. It is a free to win or free to play. It is definitely free to win and free to play. The reason I say free to win, guys, that's a good point that Zig Zauer says. The reason I say free to win, let's talk about just for a second. All the other games say free to play. It's easy to say free to play. Anybody can say free to play. Obviously, you can download the game and play it for free. But can you win? Really, can you win, guys, without paying? That is the point. And that's why I don't say free to play. I mean, I do because that's what people are used to. But I say free to win because it's free to win. All right? You can actually win without spending money. And that is the difference between this game and so many other games that say free to play. Okay? So I want to take a moment and say that's the difference, okay? Let's see here. Next question is coming from Bear the Greeter. Can you play the game with one hand or are both hands needed? You can actually play with one hand if you were to set your phone or device or whatever down. You can play with one hand when you're playing on a mouse. You only need the one hand. If you have two hands, obviously, you may be able to move a little faster because you've got 2 different fingers or 4 different fingers. It depends on what's comfortable for you. D9's got a great one. There's an old school city builder game, Elvenar, that is just like that. If you grind, you can build an awesome city. Oh, that's awesome, man. Very cool. We'll talk about the world map and what people that enjoy that kind of stuff may like that a lot. Let's see. I know I answered this question before, but I'll answer it again. Aristocles says, will this be available on Android and iOS? Yes, Android and iOS and Steam. That is the plan, to make them available on those devices and platforms. All right. If I didn't see your question, I'm not really scrolling up, so just ask it again. It's okay if I didn't see it. And yes, please, FATSQUATCH is putting the link to the Patreon where you can become a supporter. There's different memberships there, depending on what you can afford to do. And just so you know, if it's okay, hopefully I can say this, D9. Infinite Control is actually an official sponsor of D9's tour, and D9 and I are working together, and it's exciting. So just remember, when you guys are contributing to the game, you're also going to be helping D9 as well, and then vice versa. D9 is going to be going on his tour, spreading the word about the game, and so really supporting the game and supporting D9. I totally encourage you guys to do that if you can. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, ranked matches. Ooh, I like that you said that. Thank you, D9, for that question. Yes, there's going to be ranked matches. Yes. And there's going to be, actually, there's a few of them. And we'll talk about them when we get to the battle area. I'll kind of cover that. But yeah, there are ranked matches. There's actually the esports version of the game. There is an esports version. And actually, it's called Dark Mode. So we'll talk about that. I think you guys will like it a lot. For you competitive players that like it to be really hard and competitive, I think you'll like it a lot. All right, let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I'll answer a couple more questions and then we'll move on because we're at the top of the hour. We've had a full hour here. Let's move on to the next piece here in just a moment. Good question from Agent Ghost. I just see that, Agent Ghost. Thanks for being here, Agent Ghost. Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for being a member. All of you guys that are members of my YouTube channel, I'm actually going to encourage you guys, if you can, switch over to Patreon for the development. During this development time, all my YouTube members that have memberships, please go to switch over your support to my Patreon, to the games Patreon, while we do development, if you can. Agent Ghost says it's free to play, so there'll be a lot of ads. Actually, there will be an opportunity for you guys. It's not going to be in your face or anything, but if you want to go watch an ad, right? For you guys who want to earn some credits that way or earn something free that way, you can go do that. I'm going to talk about a way where you guys are going to be able to unlock free stuff too every day, ongoing throughout the day, depending on how active you are. It's pretty cool. But yeah, there will be a spot where you can watch an ad, okay? And then 5 hours later, you can watch another ad. Okay, so if you want to do that, you can. For those who don't want to mess with that, don't like ads, it won't be in your face, but there will be a spot for you to watch an ad if you want to do that. All right, let's see what other questions. We got time for one more question. One more question. It comes from Fang. I think we're going to do Fang's question here. I like this question because it's about the depot. I haven't. And if I didn't answer your question, guys, about the depot or trading, please let me know. But we're going to go ahead and do this question here. All right, and then we'll move on. Fang says, is the trading menu regulated in terms of a cap on the value of an item, or is it all determined by the community? It's all determined by the players, okay? Obviously, if you ask too much for an item, then probably nobody's going to trade with you, okay? It's totally up to you guys. I'm not regulating it. You guys decide what it's worth. You guys place the value on it. I'm letting you guys decide that, okay? So just keep in mind, you want to think about what that means. We'll set the value for the Dregs keys. We'll set that value for you. You saw the value there, okay? But beyond that, it's really up to you guys. It will evolve based on the players. All right, let's move on, you guys. Thank you for your questions. Again, you'll have opportunity to ask more questions, so no worries. Let's listen to another song from D9. This one's called Infinite Control. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Again, don't forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves and loving this. I hope you like what you see so far with the new game and everything. And thank you, moderators and folks in the chat, for being here. All right. So let's head back to the HQ. All right. So back in the HQ, guys. This next part of this game, I am really excited about. Okay. This is another thing I think that really makes the game unique, and I think you guys are going to like a lot. Okay. So it's called Dregs Code. It's the Dregs Code. Now, I'm not going to show you the actual area that you're going to put these symbols into, okay? I'm not going to show you that yet, but you're going to be placing the symbols into it's almost like a puzzle. I would compare it to a puzzle game, right? You're going to be unlocking the code using the symbols that you find and that you capture on the battlefield, but not only on the battlefield, on the planet, but on Earth as well. Okay, let's talk about this. You guys ready for this one? Dregs Code. Oh my goodness. All right. The Dreg symbols are key to unlocking the Dregs Code and are collected during each battle. Thousands of years ago, the Dregs visited Earth and collected all of its dark matter and dark energy. Now you must uncover their secrets. The human factions of Earth must locate and collect these same symbols on Earth. When they do, it will unlock additional rewards for their clan they can locate these symbols through geo-capturing their specific location before the other factions do. Now, guys, there's two things happening here. You see that container right there? That is the container that is actually in the battle, right? They're going to be scattered. They regenerate and pop up on the map while you're playing in the battle, okay? A lot like Art of War 3, okay? It's similar to that, where you'll go and capture the container, but you're capturing the symbols or the alien artifact, so you get that symbol from it, so you can use it for the DreX code and decipher that and unlock basically free stuff for you personally, okay? So there's the stuff that you do in the battle, the symbols you get in the battle are for you personally to get more free stuff. And then there's the other side of it, though, that brings the community together, the social aspect of this. How many of you guys are familiar with Pokemon? You guys familiar with Pokemon? Yeah. All right. Well, imagine this. You and your clan are a team. They're a faction. You guys are going to now find out what's happening on Earth. You're going to go out. You're going to find these symbols, okay? They're all over the planet. And you're going to work with your clan to capture these symbols. Simply going and capturing these symbols. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that super chat. Sending love from the D9 Nation. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to collaborate. Let me throw this up on the screen real quick because she just did a super chat. Thank you so much, Sassy. Sailor Sass. I always call you Sass. But yeah, thank you so much for your super chat. If anybody else super chatted, guys, please let me know. I don't want to miss that. I apologize if I do. But yeah, thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. But guys, yeah, so just like Pokemon, all right? You guys will go out and you'll capture these for your clan. When you capture them this way, you will actually contribute to the clan. The clan collects these and then will unlock rewards for the clan as a whole, as a faction. Okay? There will be tournaments. We're getting to that point. Thank you, Aristocles. That's coming up. But guys, I'm really excited about this. So let's first, I want to pause because this is kind of a big thing right here. This is a big thing, I think. This is a big part of the game. So please, let's ask some questions. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. If you have questions, let me know. And try to make them specific to the DreX code, if you will. Specific questions for this area or this part of the game. I'll give you a couple minutes if you guys have specific questions about the DreX code. I love this song, by the way. Oh, man. Infinite Control. Love it. So here's a question from let's see, where is he at? Fang says, wait, this DreX code crates are found in the world like Pokemon Go? Well, actually, they're found two ways, Fang. You go and capture them on the battlefield for you personally, but then there's a social part of it where you work with your clan on Earth to find these relics, these symbols, because the DreX actually came to Earth and took the dark energy and dark matter thousands of years ago. They've already taken it from Earth. We didn't know that. We didn't know they were already there. But that's why we have these pyramids everywhere. Okay? You're kind of learning about this is the lore or the story. All right? You'll notice that triangles, pyramids, those are the kind of like their thing. And so the DreX symbols, those kind of things, you're going to be finding out more about it. And as your clan finds these symbols, it tells you more about the story. It tells you more things, and it unlocks more rewards for your clan, your faction, and it connects them together in a real life experience. Very cool. All right, let's see what other questions we got. Oh, this one comes from Extreme. Okay, here's a question from me. Will air units be able to pick the water and ground crates? Ah, that's a good question. Actually, yes, they will be able to. But the problem with the air units is they actually have to kind of like come down and land on it, kind of similar to the Wasp. Okay, you know how the Wasp kind of lands a little bit? That's how the units will have to do that. The air units are different. They're not like, they don't have to have air pads or airfields or anything like that. They don't take off from something. They actually hover. They can go frontwards, backwards, forwards, up and down. So, but yes, they'll be able to capture these relics or these symbols. All right, great question. Anybody else? We'll take one more question about the Drake's code, and then we'll move on. Hey, Luis, how you doing, Luis? I did answer that question earlier, and we'll talk about it again in a little bit. Okay, Bear the Greeter says, and then Night Flash. We'll do Bear the Greeter, Night Flash. Bear the Greeter says, are you limited to how many symbols you can collect overall? You are not limited. You're not limited to how many symbols you can collect. Collect as many as you want. Play as many battles as you want. Collect as many as you want. Unlock the rewards as much as you want. This game rewards you for playing. So if you play and you get more symbols, you can unlock more code and get more rewards. So it's not like other games where you unlock it and then you have to wait 24 hours to unlock it again. You're just going to unlock it. If you have more symbols to mess around with and try to figure out the next code, go for it. Go for it. Yeah. All right. Really quick, Night Flash, it'll be the last question for this area of the presentation here for the Drake's code. Let's see, Night Flash says, how will we be able to find the Drakes on Earth? Like Pokemon Go, you'll get notified, or you'll have some kind of a, hey, it's in this area, and you'll go and you'll find it and you'll capture it. You'll hold your phone up and you'll capture that symbol. That's how it works. Just like Pokemon Go, very similar to that. All right, you guys, if you asked a question and I didn't see it, I'm sorry. And Agent Ghost, yes, they will show a story. They do show a story, and they do tell you more about it. Yep, that's correct. All right, that was a bonus question or bonus comment right there. Thank you, Agent Ghost. All right, let's move on, you guys. Next up, it's time to jump into unit development. Before you get into the battle, you want to develop your units. And this is where we're going to have Mr. Extreme. Also, he'll be chiming in as well on this part of the presentation. And guys, I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I hope you like what you see. If you do, please smash that like button. And please, I would love to hear from you guys after the stream's over. Please leave a comment letting me know about what you think. And then when it's all done, you guys, the replay will be up for you guys to watch again. You can share it with everybody, dissect it, ask more questions. We'll be sharing all these things that I'm showing you here will be in the Patreon for you to look at even closer. Make comments, have conversations in Patreon and on Discord. If you're a Patreon, if you're a Patreon member, you'll have access to the Discord area for the game in the FATSQUATCH Forest. Okay? All right. So let's jump into unit development, you guys. But before we do that, that's right. Before we do that, guys, I just want to touch on 2 more things. Okay? I know I'm teasing you. You guys are like, get to the units. It's okay. We're going to get to that part. Don't worry. I know you guys just want to battle. All you guys are just like, get me in the battle. Get me in the battle. Ah! All right. But first off, there's a couple of things I didn't talk about that we'll talk more about in more detail later, but I think are huge parts of this game. So far, every little piece of this game, I feel, makes it unique. It makes it different. We pulled a lot of things from different games, and this is no exception. The world map You can see the world map in the bottom left hand there. That world map. That is going to be really cool, guys. That is where you're going to actually preset your build order and upgrade your buildings in the world map. So if you click on it, it'll take you into a map of the world. You can scroll around, look at the world. You can see other people's bases that are sitting there. Okay, this is more of a this is more of the passive play, I guess you could say, right? Where you're building, you're positioning your buildings, you're upgrading buildings. You kind of get to show off a layout of your base in a specific area of the world, and you can change it. You can decorate it, and it looks cool. So it serves that purpose. Okay, so it basically is for looks. It's also for you to upgrade your buildings and also set your preset build order. Okay, so when you go to build with your construction unit later on, it already knows what building to build. It has the build order. You can set it all up. It's pretty sweet and smart that way. And then from there, you can actually go and challenge somebody directly. That's how you challenge them directly. You'll go into the world map, you click on their base and say, I'm challenging you to a PvP match. Now, if you do that, it could be any rank, okay? You can challenge anybody, any rank. It doesn't matter. Just keep in mind, in the rank differences, you might get your butt kicked if you go after if you're a rank 10 and you go after a rank 20, you could probably get your butt kicked. All right. So the last piece of this that I want to talk about before we go into the units is the map builder, okay? We're not going to show you the map builder right now, but it's pretty cool. The map builder allows you to build map concepts, okay, that you can actually use. So we're going to provide pieces to you. These are already pre-made pieces, okay, that we use to make our maps. So it could be hills, rocks, trees, water, bridges, whatever it is, right? All these different pieces. You can create a map, colors, texture, pieces, design it how you want it, and then you can do training battles with your friends, clan members, and test out the map through training battles. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to allow for really cool stuff to happen, like tournaments, probably really cool tournaments that can be set up by the players, by the YouTubers. I can imagine YouTubers using this, creating maps and having people come on and challenge them. Really cool, really, really cool. Now, the really, 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 really cool part is if you make a map, you can submit it to us. You'll be able to submit that map to us directly. If we accept the map and we decide to use the map in the game officially, you will be rewarded with credits and other stuff to compensate you for your amazing design. Okay? So real quick, before we jump into the next piece, I'm sure you got questions about this world map and the builder, the map builder. Go ahead and ask your questions. I'll take a few questions real quick, and then we'll jump into the rest, the next part. Do you have, oh, yes, we have maps we're going to show. We do have a map we're going to show. Aristotle says, do you have any maps to show us as an example? Yes, I will show you a map. You'll see a map. You'll actually see what it looks like and how we present the map before you go into a battle and that kind of thing. All right. And let's see. Thanks, Night Flash. Ooh, can I see a map? Your map design? Yes, we'll show a map. You betcha. We want a demonstration, please. We will show you some more. You're not going to get. Just so you know, you're not going to get any live play today. You're not going to get a live play. I will show you a screenshot and things like that. I'll show you some stuff. But today's not about live play. Obviously, we've got a little ways to go when it comes to that, and we want to show you. But as soon as we do get that, we'll definitely do it. But you can do your part and support the development by going to Patreon for sure. All right. Let's see. This is a great question. It comes from Dragon Ball Elite. Dragon Ball Elite says, can I make my own map and play private games with it? Yes, you can. You can make a map, and you choose who you want to invite to it. You choose who you want to invite to your map, okay, to your battle. So that's a great question. Thank you for that question, Dragon Ball Elite. All right. Will there be a beta? There will be a beta, Bear. Yes, there will be. There'll be a beta for people to test. In fact, if you want to be a tester, I'll talk about how you can be a tester at the end of the stream and be involved in the beta and the alpha and all that stuff. So you guys hang tight there. We'll get to that. All right. Any other specific questions? Yeah. Hey, I see. We got a Russian friend there. Nice to see you. Privyet, Kaktila, and Spasiba. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I can't wait to see the official game trailer. No kidding, Night Flash. I'm excited about that too. We do have some folks making videos right now, some animated Flash, some videos to show some of that. Let's see. Any other questions? Oh, can you save maps you build for later use? Yes, you'll be able to save a certain amount of maps. And remember, guys, the part that you're going to pay for is to unlock the ability to maybe save more maps or do more things. It's all about customizing your experience. So there will be a certain amount of maps that you can save. Okay, you'll be able to save, for example, let's say 5 custom maps that you make. You'll be able to have 5 slots to save them. If you want to create another one, you'll get rid of one and make another one. If you want to unlock more spaces, maybe you want another 5 spots to have 5 more maps, you can do that. Now, remember, guys, these battles that you make, that you battle on these maps that are just for testing and making, these don't give you any ranking. There's no rewards tied to them. You will be able to place the Drax containers on the map. Okay, you'll be able to place buildings and things on the map to take over. So that part is part of it. Those are all assets for the map building. But there won't be any direct correlation with the rewards. The only rewards you'll get is if you submit your map and we accept it and make it an official map. All right, let's move on, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. I see some of your questions, and we're going to answer those in just a moment. Before we jump into unit development, though, I do want to take a moment. I'm going to pull D9 up, and I want him to talk a little bit about the music, because we're listening to a lot of music today while I'm talking, and a lot of it's his music. Sharples contributed to basically what you could call it's basically the first song that you guys have heard, and kind of like almost like a title song in a way, but of Dark Matter, which is a great song. D9 has really been doing the heavy lifting, though, and he's really producing a lot of the music for the game. We're planning on having other musicians come in too, but those two, Sharples and D9, I've known for a while, and I really want to work with these guys because they're great individuals. First off, they're great people, and they make great music. So those are the ingredients, right? And they're my friends, and I enjoy supporting my friends. And so let me pull up Mr. D9.
Hello, how is it going, everyone?
Hey, buddy. What's happening?
I'm sitting here watching the development of one of the coolest games I've seen in a long time.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. What do you think about it so far?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to be honest. I've been slacking in the world of RTS lately, but I've got a fire lit inside of me right now to get my skills back, getting some dark mode matches.
Yeah, some dark mode matches.
Whoop some butt to my own music. Yeah. That's going to be a peak of my existence so far to this point. I'm telling you.
Are you? I didn't know. Are you more of a competitive? You like the competitive side of the games and stuff, or?
Oh yeah, I'm always trying to set those records on the retro games, and I really have that. I used to do a lot of skate competitions and golf tournaments, and now that my bones are a little bit more creaky, and it hurts a lot more to enter those skate tournaments, I have turned to gaming, and so I'm just letting everybody know. I'm coming for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, so you've heard it. You've heard it today from D9. When this game officially, maybe even testing. I'm guessing D9 will definitely be testing too. I'm sure.
Yeah.
He'll come for you. He's going to come for you, Night Soul, and
I'm trying.
Extreme and all you guys. All right. You heard it. The challenge is put out there. But yeah, talk really, if you will, about some of these songs. What talk about your experience. I don't know if you can even share, show your how you mix and that kind of thing. But it's just really cool process you have. Tell us about that. Tell us about your live streams, how you do music, and.
So yeah, we make a lot of the music. Not the stuff for the game. We make all the music for our channel live on YouTube every night, and then we proceed to play some retro games. But the cool thing about it, the process, is it's so inclusive. I think with the audience, they get to say, "Hey, why don't you put this here, put this there?" And so it's been really fun to see over the time where my music has really evolved into, and I think a lot of it has come from. For some reason, the share screen isn't working, so I'm just going to stop that. But with just being able to,
I'm sorry. Are you sharing?
Make something. I was trying to share. I was trying to share the. Let me try it one more time. Let's try and do this.
Yeah, because I'd love to do that. Let's give it a second.
For some reason, it's just not.
Okay, because I saw something pop up. I just have to give it access.
Yeah.
So let's see. We'll give it a shot.
It's showing up as a blank screen, but it's not too big of a deal. If you guys want to see what it's like for me to make music, just head over to my channel, and there's tons of replays. Me making beats. But the cool thing about this is I really feel like I have a big sci-fi, Blade Runner video game background as far as my influences, and so I feel like this is a perfect fit. It really is a project that I can really sink my teeth into, and it's something that so captivating as far as just for the foreseeable future, just continuing to crank out those songs that people can trade their credits for. I'm really excited to be a part of that process. And what I think is amazing about video game music, probably the first time I ever really wanted to start making music was because of video games. Just how much life that the music can bring to a game, and the creative process of just being able to play off of each other's creativity and really just set the mood for this world that you're creating it really is just a childhood dream come true. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm going to really try to smack it out of the park for you guys.
I appreciate you, man. Anybody have questions for D9 while we're at this spot? I'd like to take
the questions.
Yeah.
Let me know.
These are specific to music.
Is The Sandlot, and my favorite skate trick is a front side flip. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I love that. No, he's and that's what I love about D9, guys, is if you go hang out at his live streams, they're really awesome. They're really chill. I mean, it's just, he's making the music right in front of you. He's playing retro games. That's his thing, and it's just really cool. It's just really nice. I love hanging out and just chilling and relaxing and enjoying.
Sailor Assassin, this is the first official, I would say, game from a studio. I did one game for an independent creator, an independent game designer. But as far as, this is my first project with a studio, and so I feel like this is a big deal for me as far as a milestone and a step in my career. And I would say this is the first. I'm just going to say yes. This is my first real video game music project, and hopefully the first of many with FATSQUATCH Games. That is the hope. And just got off the phone today with the guys who are doing the bus, and they're sending me the dimensions so we can get a big old logo printed on the back of that bus under the sponsored list.
Nice.
So it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. So I'm excited. Maybe you'll be is the question.
Maybe you'll be capturing symbols along the way.
Yes, that's what we'll be doing. I would say that I'm not much of a rapper, but I can do it. If I'm in a life or death situation, I could probably rap my way out of that situation.
The other question from Cray Cray was, what is your favorite note? That's a good one too.
Let's say probably middle C, just because it's the one I use the most when it comes to notating drums. That's what I always set my samples to, is middle C. It's right there. It's constant. It's right there, ready to go. Middle C. It's always been a good friend of mine, and it always will be.
Middle C, I like that. That's great. Awesome. All right. Any other questions?
So that's a little bit about me, and I'm hoping that this music is really just all that everyone playing the game is looking for and more. And also, huge shout out to Sharples, who's not able to be here today. Longtime friend. Really, really great music as well. Hopefully we'll get back in contact and get some more tracks from him, and then the other artists that are going to be brought onto the project. I'm super stoked to be part of the team. And FATSQUATCH Games, thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, man.
Having me as part of the crew.
Yeah, thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate you.
Do my part.
All right, guys, let's jump back into it. Here we go. So we're going to go into unit development, and Extreme, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
All right, there he is. Yeah, I can hear you.
There he is.
Yes. All right. Very good. Okay, so let me switch up the songs here real quick. We'll play another song. I really like that song, Mankind. I'm going to play that one. I'm a big fan of that one. I like that one. All right. So let's jump into it. Now we're going to show you guys. You're going to see several units, obviously in I guess you could say the action shots, or in the display area where you see the battle, like you have like the buttons and stuff. You'll see several units there. As far as the unit development goes, we're going to show you the Scorpion tank, okay? And we're going to discuss kind of what we're doing as far as units go, and what Extreme's kind of put together, because Extreme has been the mastermind, if you will, who's behind the mathematics and just trying to create something that obviously is balanced, but also allows you to evolve those units and create something unique and something that will allow factions to evolve based on the players that are in the factions, and also how they upgrade and equip their units and those kind of things. Because remember, there's no factions. You guys are the factions. You guys create that through your clans. And so let's take a look. All right. The Scorpion tank. Real quick, just the first thing you guys noticed probably is you probably see that it's kind of well, pretty cool looking. I like the machine guns on the back. It lights up actually in different spots. You can see that cannon on the front. You can see the armor types hard, and yeah, you can see that there's some numbers there. So let's talk about the numbers, shall we, Extreme? I'm going to turn it over to you, buddy.
Alrighty then. So I'm Extreme. I'll be developing the balance of the game, if you will. So the first question that came to mind when we started with all of this was how to keep the game balanced, and what do players want to do. Also, I had this idea of having you all design the units yourself and upgrade them any way you see fit. Obviously, new players who start the game need to start with a basic set of units, and one of those units might be the Scorpion tank. So, the design of the Scorpion tank would be like, well, the important statistics together with the Scorpion tank and all other units. But you need to, well, how to put it? Balancing a game is very tough, and players want to see simple statistics. So we compile a bit together for you guys how units will start out. Okay, so the Scorpion tank. As you can see, it has a main cannon in the middle. It has two machine guns in the back. As for the Scorpion tank, we have given this little guy the armor type of hard. There will be several armor types: soft, medium, hard. Keep it simple at this point. There will be more in the future, I promise you that. But let's begin with 3 types. What else can I do? Well, we work a lot with the sizes of units. Every type of unit, well, we have several types. We have heavy units, we have air units, water units, special units, and infantry. And they all come with their own set of sizes. Scorpion tank will be a medium size for now. and you can actually count on it that there will be parts of the map where the Scorpion tank can't even reach. So it's very important for players to select the right units for the right job and they see the map beforehand. So therefore, a relative size medium. Among the heavy units, this one will be in between the other two sizes. Also very important for when they are going to enter cargo. A cargo ship or something to cross the seas, or even mountains in a cargo airship, but more of that later in the year. Right, so initial weapons, we got the cannon and twin machine guns. The Scorpion tank will start equipped with this, but now comes the fun part. If you have another weapon researched, you can actually switch out one of these weapons for another weapon and completely change how the unit will feel. So we got twin machine guns, but if you don't want a machine gun but the assault rifle because you have upgraded much more, you switch out the cannon for the assault rifle and you got a complete anti-infantry tank. So that would be the weapons. Can we go back to these? Alright, okay, so the cannon targets are hard. That means that the cannon is very effective against hard targets. So all the other heavy units that might take the most damage from the cannon. This means that infantry, for example, will take the least amount of damage. Primary attack range will be 7.5. You can upgrade it, obviously, or put in another weapon with a different attack range. Then we got a percentage behind it, but that's just for example of these 5 units that we are going to show. 63, so this will be an average range. Then we got some damage, 240, it says. Oh wait, that's the twin machine gun, sorry about that, I'm improvising here. Damage 180, that's not much. Is what you might think, because you all see the health 22,500, but let me tell you this, damage is going to be modified in the game. So if it is against a hard target, it will be having a multiplier against the health. Then we got an accuracy, that's roughly the average damage that it will be doing. Actually it's a percentage factor, and it will be kind of multiplied by the damage. And we got a rate of fire 20, that's very slow. Now if you look at the twin machine guns, they are kind of the opposite of the cannon. So this guy is actually very good against soft and hard targets, but will be having trouble against medium targets. The attack range is a little bit shorter of the twin machine guns. Damage looks higher, but as said before, it will be having a factor against other targets. Since the targets are soft, this guy will not have the factor, so the damage remains 240. The accuracy will be a little bit less as well, but it can all be upgraded later on. Rate of fire seems to be 60 here, that's pretty damn fast already. Means every second it will be shooting. Right, so that would be the equipped weapons. Then you see on the left side again, in the armor type, relative size, and then we got initial weapons and maximum weapons. Okay, so I'll tell you a bit about the design of the units. Every weapon will be have a design points, and the cannon, for example, will be having a score of 3. Whatever it is going to be put on the Scorpion tank, initially it will be having a score of 1. Why is that? Well, the initial weapons will be the number of weapons a tank can begin with. 3 in this example, 1 cannon and 2 machine guns. The maximum weapons will be 6. It will be allowing for a maximum score of 6. Later on you can upgrade this, and you can place any type of cannon on the tank, and maybe even remove the twin machine guns, and then you get a cannon that's 6 times stronger. That is the initial idea. After all, people say constantly in other RTS games, I would have designed this unit differently. So here you are. You get the option.
I love that. I love that Extreme. You're right. They're like, man, they see that unit and they're like, man, I wish I could do something different with that unit. I mean, how many times have you guys playing Art of War 3? You're like, oh, this unit is just, and you pick units because, and in some units you're like, I don't want to use them, right? Because you're like, they're not any good. You're like, I don't want to use that unit. So now all of a sudden now you've lost a unit, right? And you can't do anything with it. That's another reason why I believe this is going to be the way to go, and allowing you guys to customize these units. And again, able to customize, and that's really what you're going to pay for, is just customizing. But the cool thing about the upgrading part and the equipping part is that's not going to cost you real money. This customizing part is simply going to be your game credits, your commander credits, right? And then obviously there's the skill points and things like that, but that you can apply to your specific units, your categories, depending on how you want to enhance them that way. But yeah, it's really cool. And I like to open up for questions, Extreme. If anybody has questions, this is specific about units. So you guys, we'll take some questions now, and then we'll move on to the battle screens. Yes, what's happening? That's right, the Scorpion's ready to sting. That's right, buddy. That's right. Nice to see you, buddy. Nice to see you. How you been, man? Oh, I love that.
Shall I be answering the questions?
Yeah, guys. You can ask Extreme questions. You can ask me questions. Just ask a question, and then we'll take turns answering or whatever. I mean, I'm gonna let Extreme answer most of them, I think, because I've talked a lot today. But anyway, yeah, go ahead. Ask your questions.
All right. So I see one of Zigzauer. He's asking how important is microcontrol. Well, let me tell you this. You all can get some units like the Confederation from World War 3. They just camp and stand there and are moved slowly. But you can choose to have very fast units that actually go across the map in mere minutes. So you got some units that are very agile, and other units will be very slow. Now, if you want to do micro, you design yourself a very fast unit with a long range weapon, and you simply stay out of harm, if you will. Of course, there will be something like artillery, but they can't move. So we got another unit for you guys, and maybe FATSQUATCH can switch to it. I don't know, the Raptor, maybe?
The Raptor? Did you say? What did you say?
The Raptor? Special one, or is it just a Scorpion that we can see right now?
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about the? You're talking. The Raptor.
Oh wait. Oh no, that's not the one on the list. I'm sorry. Oh well. How about the air unit? That one is fast.
The Viper? Yeah, you guys can see the Viper. I'll pull it up at the end here, but you also see it in the screenshots kind of thing. So you'll see it small, you'll see it big. We can look at it at the end, and you guys can talk about it for sure.
All right. So next question: will there be heroes? No. I'm sorry, Night Soul. There will not be heroes. We have discussed this before, but the heroes can kind of be overpowered in the game. Yeah. We do have some units that will be very powerful. You can consider them to be heroes, but they have to be placed in the same line as the other units in order to keep balance. Of course, they are very powerful. However, they will be large. Huge even, and they will be having trouble going across the maps. Of course, there will be units that will be very powerful but very small, but they are a different league altogether. You can consider them to be heroes, and they are so expensive that you probably will be having only one or two of them in the map. So I hope that answers your question. Any more questions? Let's see.
I want to touch on this real quick too. So Night Soul, yes, he's right. There's not going to be heroes. The closest thing to heroes, in my opinion, will be when you get to rank 30, and you get to pick from 3 different alien races. You'll pick an ally, and they'll provide you with 3 different units, and depending on what what alien race you pick to ally with. You'll get 3 additional units, and those units will be as close to a hero as you can get in this game. Like you said, we don't want to have units that are like way overpowering or breaking the balance. So, but these units will be specific and really play a big part in supporting your units and stuff like that. So yeah, there's your answer to that question. Let's see what else we got. This is a good question actually from Connor that I'd like to touch on. Connor says, will there be a test mode to try out units in, or do you have to build a unit before you can try it out? I was going to touch on that. You're going to, as you equip them, you'll be able to see the cost involved with equipping them with these upgrades. Because like I said, it's going to cost you something. When you are, let's say, for example, a good place to test stuff out would probably be in the map creator, because, or the map builder, because that's kind of like our area for you to kind of mess around, try things out. So if in that sense, you could try it out and test it out. I think the problem with letting you test out a unit after you've upgraded it and stuff, I think is partially because you change your mind and stuff like that. There has to be some kind of decision making there. For the most part, I think what I was thinking about doing is if you decide that you change your mind, you won't get a full refund on your credits, but you get a partial refund maybe if you say, hey, I want to take this off or whatever. You can probably exchange it or get kind of like a partial refund on the credits. That's what I'm thinking. So I think that's about as close as I can get to letting you test something out where it doesn't cost you the full amount. But yeah, thanks for the question. All right. Any other questions that you see, Extreme, that you want to answer?
Yeah, in order to, actually as a secondary question to the Micro or Sixo, someone else, Dragon Ball Elite asked me, does that mean that big units can't go everywhere? That is correct. Actually, size will be a very important factor in the game for your Micro. For example, infantry will be the smallest, and if you're in trouble with your infantry, you can actually, maybe if the map allows it, run into a forest or a field of obstruction, like, I don't know, rock formations. You simply run through that, and the bigger units can't follow you. They are kind of stuck behind it. Let's just say that pathfinding needs to have those bigger units move around, I guess. I hope that answers the question.
That's a good. You did a good job with that one. I think one of the goals for us is how do we make the maps interactive, and so we're wanting to make it so that the way you play impacts the map. And so, for example, we'll talk about this in a little bit. You'll see kind of like there's a bridge, and the bridge can be destroyed, and then guess what? You've got to repair the bridge, right? So those kind of things. And obviously, if you have infantry units who can fit into, like, let's say maybe there's like a mountaintop or a cave of some kind or a passageway through the mountains, maybe your infantry can go through those. You can still see them. Obviously, you see their life and their ring or whatever as they're going underneath and through the tunnel and to the other side, and you can still control them that way. But they're actually using the map in a strategic way. So things like that, making it so that when dark mode hits, we'll talk more about this. The sea levels rise. That can change the map a little bit. So there's different things like that that will impact your gameplay and make you have to make decisions. The strategy is all about your choices, and that's what this is. It's a real-time strategy game, a real one, right? So yeah, I got one more time for one more question. I think it's a good one. This one comes also from Dragon Ball Elite, and says, what RTS game do you feel inspires the gameplay for this most? I'd like to say that Extreme and we played a lot of different RTS games, and I think it pulls from a lot of different games. But
I love the question.
Yeah. What do you say?
I love this question. It's a brilliant
Go ahead,
question.
Extreme.
What gameplay or which retro strategy games have inspired me the most? Actually, I've played a lot of retro games, and what these retro games have, in contrary to the modern games and the genres, that they tried something, experimented something, and you don't see it return in other retro strategy games anymore afterwards. So I even got something, an inspiration from the very first real-time strategy game, and that would be June 2. It has something to do with the vision mechanic over there, and of course I combined it with from another game, like, I don't know, StarCraft 2. There's also some cool vision mechanics. So I combined the two for this real-time strategy game, and I hope it will come to completion. Other real-time strategy games, well, the unit design should be obvious. Players can design units. There are several other attempts, but the original one, Warzone 2100, has inspired me the most in this. And of course I tried to get my own vision on it, if you will. And now we can do things better. How to get more interaction with the player in unit design. Well, there are several other games, but those are more in regards to game balance. They all try to balance the games. Most of them aren't played that much on multiplayer, but you still see a certain balance. And how the heck did they do that? Well, obviously they tested, but they had the pre-workout, if you will. They designed before testing with a certain mindset. And you can clearly notice in those games, well, at least as someone who tries to balance games, you can notice what they tried, and I'm copying that as well. So one of them would be Crush, Kill and Destroy, which has two of my favorite balancing methods. But I can't tell you much more on this part. I hope that answered the question to your satisfaction. Of course, if it comes to how units will be how they look like, then you can imagine that almost any real-time strategy game will be in this one.
So
back to you, FATSQUATCH.
Yeah, I'm right here, buddy. Yep. So basically, I'm going to cover a couple more things about units, and then we're going to move into the next part of this and keep things moving. Like I said, there's a lot that we wanted to cover today, and we didn't get to cover everything or show you everything. But I hope that this is getting you guys excited and understanding that we are building this for you guys. And all we ask from you guys is to simply support the development by going to Patreon. It's been playing on the screen there at the bottom. There's several different memberships. We'll cover that at the very end. But you guys can support this. That's all we're asking you to do, is support it. And then you can get early access, be a tester, be a part of the conversation, and contribute to the game. Okay? So real quick, Night Soul says, yes. Will you be able to test units, etc., and anything offline in the map builder? The map builder will not be offline, but you can test your units that you've made. You can test them out in the map builder. So if you want to test your units before you go into a live battle, go ahead. Do a training battle with a friend on a map that you make. Okay. Will there be a cost to unequip your item or unit? Yes. You'll unequip it. Like if you take something off of it. Oh no, the question, I guess, if you get rid of what if you want to refund on what you've purchased, basically. So if you get the anti-air for your Scorpion tank and you unlock that and you take that and you want to like get your money back, you'll get half of that back pretty much. You get like a partial refund kind of thing. It doesn't cost you anything to unequip it though. You can unequip it. It's just unlocking it and then upgrading it. Those are the things that cost you credits. When it comes to equipping, once you have it and you want to equip it, go for it. If you want to upgrade that weapon or part of that unit, upgrading is what costs you money. And obviously unlocking things costs you the credits. Obviously, when I say money, I mean credits, commander credits. So real quick, that's the end of the questions for this one. You guys, obviously, you can ask all kinds of questions in the comments at the end of the stream. We're going to have some ask more questions, that kind of thing. But we got to keep moving here. You can see here, this is where you can pick skins. The skins that you buy, right, you can apply to your units. Here we got, obviously, you're looking at the Dark World Blue. We've got Galactic Green. There's Infinite Fade. These are just examples. There's a lot of different ones we're going to put in. And then we're going to have even cooler themed ones. Those will probably cost you more, obviously. But, yeah, we'll have a bunch of different options for you there. When you go into a battle, you will select how many units you're going to use, right? So here in your HQ, this is where you produce your units. Depending on what rank you are, there will be a limit on how many units of what kind you can produce. So let's say, for example, the Scorpion tank. There will be a certain amount. You can only build up to a certain amount of Scorpion tanks, all right? And go into a battle with them, all right? So there'll be a limit on that, depending on what the unit is, what your rank is. That's what you got. So, and from that, you can decide, well, how many Scorpion tanks do I want to take into this battle? Because when they get destroyed, guess what? You produce more Scorpion tanks after the battle in your HQ. That's kind of how it works, and that's what costs. That's the commander credits again that you'll use to do that. So it's kind of it's an interesting way to do it, but I like it a lot, and I felt like this is a way for you guys to be more involved in the production of it, because I feel like, you know, even Art of War 3, like spamming is such a thing. It's like, I mean, I understand some of you believe, you know, spamming is a strategy, right? Spam, build a million assaults. But to be honest with you, if you really think about like actual strategy games, spamming is not, in my opinion, not really strategy. Yes, I like to do it. You see me do a lot of infantry units when I'm messing around and stuff. But if you really want to test your skills, go into a battle and go, okay, I have this many units. Now, keep in mind, when you hit rank 20, you'll be able to clone your units that you put into battle. So let's say you put in 10 Scorpion units, right, for this battle, right? You start off with 10 Scorpion. These are the 10 Scorpion units that you're going into this battle that you're going into. And let's say 5 of them get blown away. Well, guess what? You can use dark energy, dark matter to clone those 5 and reproduce them, right? We called it cloning in this game, and put them back on the battlefield. Obviously, it's going to cost you real-time dark energy, dark matter credits, that kind of thing, in real time in the battle. But you can do that with your research facility and your infinities facility. So you can do that way. But we're not going to get into too much of that. But I want to help you understand how that works and how you deploy those units into a battle. So let's jump into the next part. Yes, let's go into the battle area. This is another area I'm really excited about. So let's do it. Time to battle. Okay, we've got battle modes. Here are the battle modes, my friends. You've got the 1 versus 1 challenge. Okay. You can use, obviously, the world map. We talked about the world map earlier, where you can go and just directly challenge anybody you want to a battle. Now, if they're online, okay, it'll show you if they're offline or online. Okay, just so you know, you don't have to guess. But if they're online, their base will be lit up. All the light parts, like the parts that actually light up, will be lit up to let you know, hey, this person's online. If they're not online, they won't be lit up. It's pretty simple that way. But if you decide that you want to go to a PvP or a 1 versus 1, and you just want to go random against somebody, go for it. It's random. Okay, you can do that. 2v2. Okay, this is where you get to team up with your friends. Okay, they don't have to be clan members. They could be anybody you want to play with. 2v2, team up with them. All right, and go up against random enemies. Okay, you can do that. 3 versus 3. This is specific to clans or factions. This is our clan wars. Okay, this is where you and your clan members are going to go up against another clan. And the reason we did it like this is because, honestly, you guys have experienced it with the 3 versus 3 that Art of War 3 is attempting to put out. And obviously, and I'm not trying to be rude, but the random allies are a joke most of the time because it's really bad. Anyway, and you waste a lot of resources, your boosts. The reason we're doing this is because we want you to play with your clan. We want the social part of this to be a big part of the game. And we believe that if you play more with your clanmates, that teamwork and overall that clan experience is going to be great. You guys have been in clans, right? Where you're like, man, nothing's happening in here. Well, the game itself is going to encourage that. And that's one of the ways it does that through our 3v3 clan wars. So you're going to team up with your clan. And this one's a little bit different though, okay? So PvP and 2v2, they actually match you up randomly with players that are within your ranks, okay? Like I said, either a rank higher than you or a rank lower than you within your ranks. 3 versus 3, because it's clan wars and you select who from your clan is going to battle whoever from the clan, it'll do its best job to match you up. But if you go in there with a rank 10, a rank 20, and a rank 30, just expect that there could be a disadvantage at times, okay? All right? So, but the good thing about it is you know who you have on your team. You know who's on your team, okay? So whenever you have those opportunities to team up or do your clan wars, you're going to know who's on your team, and that's important. All right. And we're not going to have any kind of random partner thing happening in this game. And just because of the experience, you just won't have that with this one. All right. Well, actually, yeah, you just won't have it with this one. I decided not to do it. Infinity Tournament. This is our tournament mode, and this is a lot of fun, you guys. You're gonna like it a lot. If you feel like, you want to go into some crazy battle, and you want to go up against 5 other players and the Drakes, and you want to ally temporarily with another player in real time, as long as you guys decide to be allies, just to have an advantage. Guess what? You can do that with one other player. So what this turns into potentially is a 2v2v2. Okay? But keep in mind, it's a tournament, so it's going to be a little bit more intense during the battle with the Dregs. Okay? It's going to be a little more intense. And we're going to dive into this, don't worry, and talk specifically about each one of these. But it's a lot of fun. It's basically a free for all, but obviously with kind of like a Diplo. So it's like, you can connect with somebody. The last unit on the freaking battlefield, that's the winner. There can only be one, and hopefully it's you. Okay, but if you win the tournament battle, okay, you're going to get ranked. You're going to get ranked during that week. Okay, and so you get ranked during that week. Depending on how many you do, you can do as many as you want. It is going to cost you a Drake's key. I'm just going to put that out there. It's a Drake's key and some credits. But if you do it, the Drake's key, you do one Drake's key, it lasts for a whole week. A whole week of play. All right? You can play it. There's no fine print, just Drake's key and a certain amount of credits. What happens is the Drake's key and the credits go into a big pot. They go into a big pot. We don't eat them up. We don't just take them. They go into a big tournament pot. Everybody that plays in the tournament that week, that contributes the Drake's key and the credits, they all go into a big pot. And then based on how well you do, it gets distributed to the top 10 players. Okay? So if you guys, are looking like, hey, you want to get some rewards and stuff, one Drake's key and some credits could get you a lot. It could get you more Drake's keys and more credits. Okay, so that's kind of how that's set up. It's a lot of fun. Again, it's totally up to you. It's your choice to customize your experience and enter into the tournament. But remember, that key gets you a whole week of play in the tournament. Okay, it's all you do it one time, and you're in there for a week of play for the Drake's key and the credits. All right, pretty sweet. Next up, dark mode, and this is our esports version, guys. This is the cool thing. It actually changes the look of the game a little bit, which is fun. And so things get a little darker, guys. And I'll explain what does that mean. What does that mean? But real quick, it's going to cost you just a Drake's key. There's no credits involved with this one. If you want to turn on dark mode, it's one Drake's key. It's really simple. It lasts for 24 hours. It has its own ranking as well. It's a dark mode ranking. You'll be separate from other rankings. So you have the world ranking, which is your 1 versus 1, 2v2, those ones. You've got clan ranking, which is the 3 versus 3. You've got tournament ranking, and you've got dark mode ranking. So those are the 4 different rankings inside the game. So depending on what you choose to do, you got a lot of different choices there on how you want to rank and how you want to play. But let's dive into it, guys. Let's take a look. And then you can ask questions. This is basically, we're going to push to the end, and then you can ask questions at the very end. Because we're just going over time of what I was hoping for. All right, let's take a look. So here it is. You click on Battle. You can do that from the command screen at the very beginning, or you can do it from your HQ and hit Battle Now. You can see 1 versus 1 challenge has been selected. All right, we're going to click on that one. But there's also a 2v2 team up, 3 versus 3, and Infinity Tournament battles. These are timed. You guys are used to that. These are timed, but let me tell you, you're not going to wait forever. These are literally going, I believe I have them like every 15 minutes there's a battle. Okay? So if you want to jump into a battle, you don't have to wait an hour. You don't have to wait a half an hour. I mean, literally you're going to jump into a battle every 15 minutes. PvP, 1 versus 1 challenge, that's instant. You can just get a challenger right away, or you can go challenge somebody, right? Okay. So let's jump in and see what it looks like for PvP. So this is our user interface here for the PvP. You can see you got a 12 going up against a 10. I apologize, the numbers are a little off there. You will be within the 1 rank difference. But for example, you can see here player 1 and player 2. You can also see below there the map. Isolation Island. We're going to show you Isolation Island. That's the map that we're going to show you today. And the community ability, the select units, and the probe enemy and use drone. So there are things, these are things that you get to do before the battle. You can see a timer in the right-hand side. There are 6 minutes. You have a 6-minute window to prepare yourself for the battle. So remember, you guys have produced units, right, in your HQ. So you've got units that you can use, right? So for example, your commander ability. Remember we talked about commander abilities? Usually every one of them has at least 1 HQ ability. That means that's an ability you can use before you jump into the battle. You actually say, yeah, I want to activate that now, because you use it right at the beginning of the battle. Like literally before or right at the beginning of the battle, you will use that HQ commander ability. Now, the other 2 abilities, or the other abilities, which are the battle abilities, you'll use inside the battle. Select units. Select units, that's where you get to select the units. Let's say you have 20, you've produced, let's say 20 Scorpion tanks, but you want to use 10 of them in this battle. You select 10 Scorpion tanks, and then you want to use 4 Vipers, and you want to use 6 Beetles, and because you're getting ready to go into this thing, right? Now, the cool thing about this, all right, you see probe enemy and use drone. Those are cool because you can actually probe the enemy and use a drone. All right. So if you want to try to get some intel on what's happening, you can do that. Use a drags key. That's right. Use a drags key. You can probe the enemy. What does that do? Well, that actually shows you what units they like to use. It kind of tells you the command that they have. It tells you what you're going up against a little bit to prepare you, to help you make a decision, basically. And so if you want to know what you're up against, basically, go ahead and probe the enemy and see if you can figure it out. Now, keep in mind, there is a commander that can give you false information, guys. So I'm just telling you, everyone, heads up. You can't always count on it, but hey, If you want to try to use it, you can, and you can get some information that way. Use a drone. The drones actually, when you go to see the map, and I'll show you here, I'll open the map up here because you get to see the map. You'll actually use the drone. You'll drop it on a specific part of the map. Okay, you get to pick what part of the map you want to drop it on. That'll give you some visibility in that area before you jump in. Because remember, you can't see the whole map. You have to uncover the map, right? But if you want to use a drone, you can pick a part of the map and say, I want to uncover this area with this drone. You can do that. Okay, so those are a couple things that you can use your Drax keys on, which are really cool. And what's cool about that is once you activate the probe enemy and the use drone, they last for 24 hours. Okay, so probe enemy, use drone lasts for 24 hours. So you got it for 24 hours. Really great value that way when it comes to the Drax key. Let's take a look at the map, I believe. So this is Isolation Island. This is a PvP or 2v2, and it's a pretty intense one. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there are several. You know, and here's the thing: I love maps. If you guys know me, you've watched my gameplay. You watched me play Art of War 3. I love maps. This is something I enjoy, and I look at this map. This is one of my favorite maps so far, just because of the way, just the way it's laid out. And keep in mind, like I said, in dark mode and stuff, or when it goes dark, water can rise depending on the map. If that's what's going to happen, you can do that. So you have to keep that in mind a little bit. But we do have the bridges. You can see the bridges there at the bottom. The small little island that the bridges go to. You'll notice little triangles. You can't see them all, but there's two on that little island, and there's one at the top there of the map. And then you'll see a big triangle and then two squares. So the two squares obviously are the commanders. We're in PvP mode right now, so there are two commanders. There they are. One's at one side, one's at the other side. The Drakes are actually in the middle. And when you first start out, guys, they're not going to be intense. In fact, you may not even notice them for the first 5 minutes or so. But as they move on to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you'll see more of them. And you'll notice that they're a little bit more aggressive. So PvP matches are 30 minutes long, okay? 30 minutes long. At the 15-minute mark, you'll notice that the screen starts to go dark, okay? Things start to get dark. It goes into night mode, if you will. And so that's what's really cool. You're probably figuring this out already. You're like, oh, wait a minute, dark mode, night mode. Yeah. Anyway, so all the 1v1, 2v2, the normal ones, they all do that naturally midway through the battle. They'll start to go into dark. That's when you'll really notice the drags start to get harder and harder. So you know that there's a time limit, right? You can hang out in the battle all the way to 30 minutes. You actually don't have to destroy your enemy to get credits and get resources, okay? You can do that. If you want to milk it, fine. But the problem is you need to have the most units left on the board, okay, on the map, if you will. Because that determines who the real winner is who's got those units, and who's really done the best job surviving, if you will. Because if you both make it to 30 minutes, that's great, but there can only be one winner, and whoever loses only gets half the resources, all right? Half the resources. The winner gets all their resources and the other half of your resources. So you can see there's, if you want to take some of the resources from the enemy, you want to beat them. But it's going to get harder, you guys. And you can see that little water spot that kind of goes inland a little bit. That's a lot of fun right there. Ships, right? So if you're a smaller ship, you can go under the bridge, right? Some of the sea units can go under the bridge. The submarine can go under the bridge. The smaller naval unit can go under the bridge. But the big one, the Kraken, is going to blow that bridge up and go through it that way. Okay? You can see there's water all around it. All the maps will have some kind of water involved with them. Okay? And that's where your units will pop up. Now, next to your base. Okay, your water units, they'll spawn right next to your base there. And so it really depends on, you know, what you decide to do. But so the big important thing here, guys, is yes, there's a time limit. For each one of these is different. For PvP and 1 versus 1, it's 30 minutes. Remember, every minute you survive, you get 1,000 credits. You get more of the energy and the matter if you have one of these buildings, these little triangles. If you take over a building, you have that. And how do you do that? You do that with an engineer. One of your ant, infantry ant is called. You can make him an engineer, and you can actually improve his skills as an engineer to take over buildings quickly, repair things. He also repairs the bridges and buildings that way. But he'll be the one that takes over those buildings. And so it's going to be really fun to watch the interaction there. And then later on, when you can actually have your construction unit and build defensive buildings and things like that, it's a mobile construction unit, guys. That means you can move that unit to another spot on the map and put up turrets, build there around that special Draex dark facility to protect it, so that you don't lose it. That's the key, right? That's another part of the strategy. So a lot has gone into this and giving you guys the ability to make choices and be strategic about your gameplay. But that is Isolation Island. All right. So back to this. We're going to back it up a little bit. Okay, we're here at battle modes again. I do want to show you what dark mode looks like. And like I said, dark mode is basically, it's dark right off the bat. Like you start the battle, and if you have dark mode on, the PvP, the 2v2, the 3 versus 3 will be hard for you, okay? It will be hard for you. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be hard for the other guy, okay? The other guy could be playing in normal mode. It does not impact him at all. But playing in dark mode will reward you and rank you with the dark mode, okay? Dark mode rankings. It's our esport version of that. So if you want to play that way, you can. And dark mode impacts 1 versus 1, 2v2, 3 versus 3. All right. So if you decide that out of those 3, you play those 3 and you want to make it harder for yourself, you can turn that on. But just keep in mind, it's just going to be harder for you, not necessarily the other guys, which makes it even harder. So if you want to play in the dark and you want to have the dregs come at you hard and you want to challenge, go for it. Okay. It's a bigger risk, but it's a bigger reward for you at the end. Okay. All right. Bigger reward for you. Let's turn it on and just see what happens here. So when you click dark, the little dark symbol there, dark mode symbol, at the bottom of the screen, this pops up like this. You can see it says 1 Drax. You're going to switch it on. Real simple. Turn it on. It takes the Drax key, and it starts your 24-hour countdown. When you start the 24-hour countdown, things go dark. That's right. It changes up the way it looks. And you can see dark mode at the top. You got the countdown telling you how much time you have in dark mode until it ends. And so, yeah, it's a lot of fun, you guys. Hey, Prestige, how you doing, buddy? There will be no gameplay today, you guys. And just so you're aware, I mean, there's games that have been being built and created for a while. For example, Stormgate is a brand new one. It's supposed to be coming out this year. They still haven't put out gameplay. And they've been working on it for a couple years. So what I'm showing to you today is going to be screenshots and what it will look like or what could look like. And then also in the future, with your support, remember, you're supporting the development by going to Patreon and supporting and picking a membership. With your support, we can move the production and the development of this game along quickly, and then you can test it once it's available to test and beta and all that stuff. And we'll get you guys in there, and we'll get you guys playing it. All right, but this is dark mode, guys. I hope you like the way it looks. I think it's cool. You can see when you click on PvP again, you go to the screen, you can see how it changes a little bit. You've got that countdown there as well for dark mode. Yeah, it's just really cool. All right. Awesome. Let's go back here and let's just really quickly, we're going to look at 2v2 and 3 versus 3. Obviously, it looks kind of like the PvP, but it's a little bit different. This is kind of how it's going to look. So 2v2, you got you and your partner at the top, the opponent's at the bottom. This is a little bit different than PvP because you're actually picking a partner. So you can see over the right-hand side, your friends will show up here. You'll be able to scroll up and down if there's more than 3. You can select them that way to invite them. They jump in, they join you, and you guys go for it. You both have 6 minutes. It's just like PvP. You both have 6 minutes to decide what you want to do. Okay, and so I recommend that you think about that. Something that I probably will add to these screens at the tabs over to the left will be a way to communicate. I think I'm going to add that in there. A chat area to communicate with your ally. Once they join in, you can chat with them about what they want to do, what angle they want to take, what units they're going to use, what commander they're going to have. So you guys can kind of strategically work together as a team before the battle in that 6-minute window. And then let's take a look at 3 versus 3. Let's go back here. 3 versus 3 is very similar, same kind of thing, but we got 3 of each on each team. Okay, and like I said, I'm probably going to add in that chat ability right in the screen, so you guys can chat about how you want to do it, who wants to do what, that kind of thing. Because keep in mind, at the very beginning, guys, remember you pick an HQ. One of you might have the water HQ, one of you might have the land HQ, and one of you might have the air HQ. And that might be the way that you strategically team up to do it. It just depends, guys. So yeah, that's 3 versus 3. And please, yes, go join the Discord, guys. You're going to want to join the Discord, and I'll tell you why here in a moment. And don't go anywhere because we're going to ask some questions and give away some Drake's keys. That's right. You can get your first Drake's key and have it. So when the game does roll out, you've got a Drake's key right off the bat. All right. We are going to jump into a battle now. We're going to take a look at the battle screen, the buttons. All right. And I apologize if this is going longer than I anticipated, but there's a lot of good information here. It's really exciting. You can see I haven't covered everything, and it's just really cool. It's just really cool. But anyway, we're going to keep going, and hopefully you can speed up the video later when you want to watch it again. I don't care. It's all good. Here we go. We're almost there, though. Thanks for hanging out with me. Jumping into the battle. All right. Let's talk about the screen, shall we? Let's talk about this screen. Let's talk about these units. You can see the Scorpion tanks, and this basically in this version here, or this example, this player has selected a Kraken battleship. You can see in the water there. They have 3 Scorpion tanks. They've got 3 Gators, special vehicle there. Looks like they've got 6 of the Beetles with the machine guns. And there's 3 Vipers air units that are floating in the air there. If you'd like Extreme, you can comment first. Just get your first reactions to it, or what you think about it.
It kind of looks very cool. Very cool.
Awesome. Did you want to say anything, or do you want to wait till I'm done kind of going through it, and then you can comment on it? What do you want to do?
Well, I could say that the sizes of the units are not set in stone yet, I guess.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah. And this is kind of, obviously, you'll be able to zoom in and zoom out and move the screen around, just like in Art of War 3. But you can see that, as far as units to units, it's very close to the size. I mean, like a Gator compared to a Scorpion tank. That's pretty accurate. The size of the Viper compared to the other units is very accurate. The Beetle may be a little bit bigger. It just depends as we get closer. The HQ it'll probably be a little bit bigger. It just depends on the map and stuff, and the size and all that. But this is the map that we're going with, so you can kind of see they're on the right side. They're at the very right side of the map on this map, and you can see how the water units will just be basically showing up on the screen in the water. But yeah, So you can see though that some damage can happen if if a player's water units get over to the other side. But keep in mind too when you start to build and stuff that's the cool thing about the mobile construction unit is even if you start off in that spot, I mean you can build your base into other areas and expand. And obviously, ultimately, you want to go and you want to set up some stuff around a Drake's Black facility so you can get those resources. But yeah, let's talk about this real quick. Let's start at the left side. Actually, we'll start at the right side, top right side. You see the C there? That's the commander. That's the icon for the commander credits. It just tells you how many commander credits you have. It will be going up, obviously. So let's say you start the battle. This player right here, they have 13,000 commander credits overall. That's what they have. They started the battle. Now those commander credits, right? Because you're not using them in the battle until you get to rank 20. They're going to sit there, and you're going to see them go up by 1,000 every minute. All right. So you'll see the actual balance. These are the actual balances that you have in the game, like full-on balance. This is not just in the battle balance, but they increase every minute you survive, and you hold a building and get the energy or the matter, right? So that's the credits. The next one over, that's the dark energy. So that's going to go up as you hold a dark facility. No, yeah, the Kraken will destroy the bridge. I saw that. I can see that conversation there. That sucker will blow the bridge up to get through, or it can go around, kind of thing, if there's a way to go around. And then the side there, the very last one there at the top corner, that's energy. Right below the energy, you can see there's like a headset. That's actually the community icon. And what that means is you can actually communicate, just like in Art of War 3, you can communicate with your partner. Now, I don't know to what extent yet. It may just be text, most likely. But we're going to also throw in some pre-made text, kind of like Art of War 3, but a little bit better than that. More specific stuff. You will also be able to be like, hey, attack here. Hey, defend here. Support here. That kind of thing. Scout here. That kind of stuff. But yeah, it'll be similar to that with its own style, obviously, like we have here. The one below that, okay, let's start talking about how does this different? How does this help you move quicker? That kind of stuff. So the HQ button, all right, a really cool button. You click on the HQ button, it takes you to the HQ, all right? Takes you to the HQ, all right? You only have one HQ, by the way. You don't build multiple HQs, just so you know. If one blows up, you can build another one, but you only have one. You're not building multiple HQs in this one. But you click the HQ, it takes you to wherever that HQ is at, and it's just a quick way to get back to your central base. If you double click the HQ, if you do a double tap, all your units will return to the HQ. So in an example of like, if you're attacking an enemy in a certain spot, you attack them, but you want to retreat really quickly, and you want to go try to grab everybody. You just go ahead and double tap that HQ, and everybody is going to retreat to the HQ. Okay, that's over there. And it's over there on purpose because it's an important button, and we don't want to mix it in with other buttons that control the units. So, and I'll explain that. I'll explain what those do too. Right below that, we've got commander points. You can see that commander points. So this player has 37 commander points, and he can use those commander abilities, those battle abilities in the battle. All right. So if he clicks on the first one, that'll be his first battle ability, and his second battle ability. Right. So this is Aqua, the aquatic commander, right? So you can see the aquatic symbol there. Whatever commander you have, their symbol will be there. You tap on that ability, and then you use that ability. Now you can see the one below it though. So when you tap on an ability and use it, it goes all pink. All pink. You'll start to see it slowly turn back to blue. When it's fully blue again, that means you've survived a cooldown, and now you can go ahead and use it again. But it's going to cost you commander points, okay? Commander points. You can keep earning those points, obviously, but it's really tied to how many units you have left and how long you survive in the battle, all right? Okay. So those are the ways you do that. Now, the button you see there, it's like a power button. If you're like, you know what? I surrender. I'm done. I give up. I'm out of here. click the button. Okay, just click that button right there. You're done. All right. You're like, okay, I'm out of here. I've survived long enough. I'm not going to get this one because I mean, having to click and then click and then click. It's like, you know, if you want to get out of there, go for it. Click the button. It'll be somewhere on the screen. It will move though to a different area once you get to rank 20, because in this spot down at the bottom will be where your actual buildings are and those kind of things. But we'll talk about that later in a later time. Scooting over here, you've got the infantry unit icon. You've got a special vehicle unit icon. You've got an air unit icon, a heavy vehicle icon, and a water icon. What does that mean? Well, instead of having to go and grab them and pull them all together, let's say you had all your infantry and you really wanted them to attack something together, or you had all your tanks and you want to hit something together with all your tanks, no matter where they're at on the map. It doesn't matter where they're at on the map. They're going to come to this spot. You click on that. It's going to select them all. Okay, and you can tell them where to go. And if you double click it, it will take you to that group. So if you've grouped them together in a certain area of the map, like they just attacked something, and you want to get back to them, you can double tap it just like the HQ button. It'll take you to that group of tanks. And specifically all the tanks. So these are going to grab all of that category. So let's say you have three or four different, let's say you have the two or three different air units flying around, right? And when they're not flying, they're hovering, just so you know. But if you have them and you click the air one, it's going to select all of them. And then you can control them and say, attack this building, all of them, attack this building now. Boom. Now, if you go all the way to the left, you see 1, 2, 3. Obviously, you may want to group a specific type of units together, right? Maybe they're specific. You maybe want to have like a couple tanks, a couple beetles. Just like in Art of War 3, you've got 3 spots to do that, where you can create 3 different unique mixes, if you will. And you can select them that way. They're in that group. And you can do that. Map. If you go up to the map here, if you want to see a bigger version of the map, simply tap it. It will open up the full map really quick in the screen. Tap it again. It goes back to small. And it's really, I should say, a double tap. So if you tap it once, obviously it's going to move you to that area on the map, just like in Art of War 3. If you double tap, it'll open it up, and you can basically look at the map a little bit bigger quickly. If you tap that big map, it'll go back to the small version. So we're using the double tap and the single tap to help make it more interactive, but we don't want to use so much space, right? So that's why we've tried to make it simple, easy, and we try to use the least amount of space as possible so you can see the battlefield and control your units. Anyway, Extreme, go ahead, buddy, if you have any comments on that. You want to say some stuff?
Right. Let's not have confusion about the units. I saw someone commenting on that the beetle is bigger than the tank, but well, maybe maybe in height, but for the rest, these sizes, said before, they're still in development. Okay. Right. What else do we got to comment on? Well, I like the shadows, I like the terrain, I like how the units are stacked here. That leaves me with a question. What if you got a really big army? Will they fit at the beginning of the match? Will they fit around the H-Squatter? Is a limit set? Will there be a limit on how many units you can take with you for the mission?
Yeah, there will be. Yep.
All right.
Yep. There'll be a limit on how many you can make, obviously based on your rank, and then depending on the map and stuff, there will be limits to how much you can put in a battle.
Okay. Well, all I can do is comment a little bit more on the units, but I think that would be better for separate videos. What do you think? Should I comment a little bit on the Beetle and the Viper?
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, and then we'll.
Okay. Well, the Beetle and down left of the army, those infantry units, they are one of the heaviest units that you can get in terms of infantry. They will be having a lot of armor. Their size is relatively big, if you will. Well, they are specialists in carrying the somewhat more heavier weaponry, but they will come with machine guns at first. You can give them small cannons, if you will, stuff like that, or a very good rocket launcher in order to kill all the units. Well, I already did a video on the Gator, so I'll leave that one at that. I just talked about the Scorpion tank. So the Viper remains. The Viper is a light air unit. Actually, it's in terms of armor comparable with the Gator. In terms of durability, it will be weaker, obviously, but much faster and can go everywhere. It comes equipped with, I don't know, machine guns and a missile launcher at first, but there's not much more to add actually at this point. I see that this guy has put in a very well balanced army to begin with. Just keep in mind that you can always switch out the weapons before even going into a battle, so you can customize your units. As FATSQUATCH has said before, you can select all units of a certain type on the map, then have them go somewhere. That does mean that they are actually all of the same category, while the ships and the air units have different armor types, but the tanks will always be tanks. The special vehicles, well, I refer to them as vehicles, but they can be very customizable, if you will, and the infantry, of course, are simply infantry. They can have any weapon you like, you desire. You have research, and of course you can upgrade the weaponry as well. But I guess we'll cover that up in another time when we got the screen ready for designing the units.
All right.
Do you have anything to add, FATSQUATCH?
Nope. Just keep in mind, guys, it's all about making things smoother for you guys. Put a lot of thought into the screen layout, and I did see some comments there. Obviously, some of you guys that are used to Art of War 3, it may take a second to get used to this, but keep in mind you're not going to be doing. It's a little bit different with Art of War 3 and the way they have it set up. And so it's not going to be, it won't be similar, it won't be like exactly like that. There'll be some similarities, obviously, because it's RTS and all that, but there'll be things that you don't have to do, or different things that you'll do. And so obviously there's not going to be like, there's not going to be boosts. You won't be boosting, and there won't be a boosting menu. There won't be a large menu at the bottom where you're producing stuff. For example, when you have a infinity facility where you produce the units, you'll actually click on the facility, and the facility will pop up with the units around it that you'll click to say, I want to make this unit, I want to make this unit, this unit. So that's how that's going to be. So you don't necessarily have to have, when it comes to cloning, it'll be actually something you click on that actual building, and then you clone from there. And that'll be the same thing with the alien outpost for your alien allies. But I don't want to go too much into that because that's a whole other conversation. But anyway, just know that we're trying to make this as clean as possible, and we really want to make it so that it doesn't take away from the experience and the look of it. And just want to make sure that you guys can really jump into battles, have quick decision making, and have fun. All right, let's see. Next up, what does it look like? You guys are probably wondering, what does dark mode even look like? What does that mean? All right. Dark mode. So we're it's the same position pretty much. Obviously, we're missing the ship. It's not there right now. I just wanted to show you guys with the Scorpion tank and the Viper plane how they glow, and how your HQ glows, and kind of how dark does it get, because remember, you're still going to be uncovering stuff, right? That'll be darker, right? Because you haven't uncovered the actual map. But what does it look like once you uncovered it? What is dark mode? What is nighttime? This is what it's going to look like. It'll start to get darker and darker. Like I said, the halfway mark, it'll start getting darker and darker. Like on a PvP, it's 30 minutes. So at 15 minutes, you'll start seeing it kind of get darker, basically. On a 2v2, those are 40 minutes. So at the 20-minute mark, it'll start getting darker. On a 3 versus 3 and on a tournament battle, 30 minutes, it'll start getting darker. And when it gets darker and darker, it gets harder and harder. And that's the idea. So you're going to be obviously defending yourself from drags, but also your enemy's going to be defending themselves from drags. And then you're also going to figure out a way, how do I get an upper hand on my enemy? How do I take these buildings, defend them, and get as many resources as possible while I'm playing? And obviously it would be nice to beat them as well and win. So, but really wanted to make it a way so that, whoever's playing, they're going to win something. And I think that's important. All right. That is dark mode. That's kind of an idea. You can kind of see how things light up, what they look like. Very, very cool. I like the way that they're looking. So, any comments, Extreme?
Yeah, I just had the idea for each new skin.
Oh, very
about an inverted mode where the whole unit lights up except for the lighted up parts.
There you go. Nice. That's cool. That'd be pretty bright. I like it. Part of going dark too, remember, is you don't want the other player to see your units. Maybe it's a little harder to see them, right? So, but yeah, that's really cool. That's a cool idea. So guys, there's dark mode there for you.
It would be a troll mode, don't you think?
Yeah.
We don't care. These are our units. Have fun, the very upgraded people. Oh well.
All right. Hey, welcome back, Joe. Thanks for charging your phone. And again, thanks everybody for hanging out. I know this has been a long stream, but obviously this is a very important stream. It's a very big announcement stream. Other streams will be shorter, but this was a lot of information today. Obviously, I appreciate you guys being here for this. We're almost done, and then we're going to ask some questions, and we'll wrap it up. Okay. A lot happening in this screenshot, or this action shot. I put something in there for Extreme because
Awesome. I like the explosion on the right. It's beautiful. Well, there's actually a lot of going on in this video. So the let's see. I see some. What is that one tank firing? That light ball.
I was wondering. That's for you, Extreme. An EMP.
Of course, EMP. Well, I'm gathering some special abilities still. EMP.
So you can see the anti-air, right? Someone put the anti-air weapon on a Scorpion. For example, let's say the Scorpion, anti-air Scorpion, is shooting at the Viper. The Scorpion tank from the blue side is trying to basically disable it, so it won't be shooting at the Viper. EMP. There's you can see in the behind. You can see that the other team, which has a pretty cool skin. I like that one. Is defending.
2 against 2, isn't it?
What do you say?
This is a 2 against 2. If I look closely, then I see 2 different colors on the right side.
Ah, yes. You noticed that. There's also. I wanted to give you guys an example. What does it look like? What does that Drags container look like? Right? So you can see that the other team is on it. They're going to acquire it, and it's going to fill up. It's going to be similar to Art of War 3, you guys. You can upgrade that skill, right? The capturing skill, if you will, just like an engineering skill to take over a building or repair something. It's a skill, and so you can upgrade that to obviously capture quicker. But you'll be sitting on that, and you'll get it. Once you get it, there's a symbol. You collected a symbol. You can't lose your symbols. Don't worry. That's the one thing you don't lose. If you get it and you lose the battle, you still get all the symbols you got. But you can see they're defending that because they want to get that symbol or that Drake's container. Yeah, you see the Drake's code. That's right, Night Flash. Yeah, you want to be? So there's a lot happening, guys. These will be popping up all over the map. These things will be popping up. They'll constantly be popping up during the battle, and you want to grab them, obviously. And so it's kind of fun that way. But yeah, then on top of that, who knows what buildings these guys have? Maybe maybe there's a dark energy or dark facility close by that this one team has, and maybe this blue team's coming over to grab that and also try to take over that other building from them. You can see kind of the size difference. You can see that battleship. And so let's go to one more shot. A little bit different angle, but and a little bit more different stuff happening there. You can kind of see what's happening. So, and this is to kind of help you kind of get an idea on size a little bit. But yeah. Let's talk about the transport ship for a second. This bad boy, you'll learn more about him in the next day or so or weeks ahead here. You'll learn more about him. You can kind of see he can hold stuff. You can actually transport units. They can actually sit on the front and the back. So you can take them across the water if the bridges are destroyed. Much like the Gator, guys. That Gator that you see that has like the 8 wheels and the double cannons and stuff, and that shield on the front, that ramming shield. That thing can actually carry units in it and go into the water. It can go into the water, so it doesn't need a bridge. So that will be interesting as well. You may be popping in some ant infantry into that can that are engineers, and quickly going across the water to get to a building and take over a facility, a dark facility, so you can get it real quick. Things like that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Now, the cool thing about it, the units that get onto the battleship, they're locked in place. They are locked in place, but guess what? They still fire. They still fire. They're sitting still, and they can't move when they're on the ship in the water, but they still fire. Once they get to land, they're unloaded onto the land, and then they can go from there. So, in a sense, if you've got a battleship and it's got units on it, and on top of the weapons it has, it's pretty amazing. And that's the top of the food chain when it comes to the water units. You can see at the top of it, you can kind of see it. It's got an 8 missile anti-air weapon. Yeah, those bad boys are heat-seeking. They're heat-seeking. So this is one of those things we're talking about. This guy's huge, and the air fortress that we'll show you later on sometime is also big. But yeah, water in this game is important. It's not going to be one of those things where it's like an afterthought or, well, maybe I'll do water. No, you need to think about water. You need to think about land and air, and really have a balance if you can. Otherwise, if you want to be playing 2v2 or 3 versus 3, your clan, maybe you want to focus in on some stuff a little bit more, so you can be that player that kind of supports your clan or faction that way. But anyway, any thoughts on this before we move on?
Well, yeah. Could it be worth mentioning that the water levels can raise and or go down? The water levels, what kind of influence that has on the units, and why do you keep calling it water? It does have a certain effect on the units that don't fit in the water.
Oh yeah, it does. Yep. The water is not like our water on Earth. The units that are in the water are specially made for this water-like substance that's on this planet. It looks like water, it kind of looks like it, but it's not. It actually will impact your units. unless they're water units, if you will. Unless they're made for that, any other units will be impacted, whether they're moving through shallow water, if you will, or if they're moving, trying to get around it, or that kind of thing. So,
Alright.
Night Soul does have a good point. So let me back this up real quick, because this is really going to help you just understand this. Night Soul says, that's a good question. If you can color your units the way you want, how do you know your opponent and your units if they have the same skin? So this is where it gets different. In this example, obviously, we're showing you the dark mode, but I'm also showing you how we're going to make it so that you know who's who. Because even in the day mode, you're going to notice the areas that light up, and those are the colors that represent you. So you may have the same skin as somebody else. Let's say you both have the blue skin, but the parts that light up and those highlighted areas will be your color, right? Will help you to figure out who's who, kind of thing. And that's how we're doing that. And that's how we're able to do the skins, because we're doing it that way. So that way, when it goes to dark mode, and even in dark mode, if you both have the same skin, obviously one of you's going to light up blue, the other one's going to light up yellow or pink or purple or whatever. That's kind of how that works. All right. So there you go. A couple more times you can look at that. I'm sure a lot of you guys will probably come back to this and like, that is going to conclude it today. Again, guys, we're building this for iOS, Android, Steam, and obviously the first part of it will probably be mostly mobile. All the testing and everything else will be mobile. We will obviously get it onto Steam eventually. That's the plan, because we want to access all those RTS players that play on PC. I mean, it makes no sense not to do that. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be playing on. So if you have any of those, you play on any of those, you're going to have access to this game. And let's talk about really quickly, and then we'll do the questions and give away some Drake's keys. Supporter, $3 per month, guys. Obviously, in your countries, it can be different. It probably could be different. Obviously, it's going to be more. If you're in Australia, it'll probably be more like, $5 or that kind of thing. So these are based on US dollars. The example I'm giving you. When you go to Patreon, because that's where we're doing it in Patreon, you can see the link below here. It's been scrolling across the bottom the whole time, and then I believe I have a tag that's pinned at the top of the chat. Yeah, Ryotech. Yeah, man, I hope you watched the replay too. Thanks for being here, buddy. And I just want to give a shout out to Ryotech. He's one of my top memberships on YouTube channel, and he's just been such a great supporter throughout the years. He's a rock star. You guys, please go check out his channel and hit that subscribe button. Help him out. Please share it. He's a great guy too. So yeah, supporter is the $3 one. That's the lowest tier or membership. Strategist is $5 per month. Okay. Commander is $15 per month, and Infinite Commander is $30 per month. What I'm going to do for the month of February, okay, if you sign up to be a member of the Patreon, if all you can do is a $3 per month supporter, month to month like that, and that's all you can do. If you do it in February, if you become a Patreon member in February, I will include you in the testing group. Okay? I will include you in the testing group. That's not normally part of it. You can see there, you get early access to updates and content. You get 10,000 Commander credits, 1 Drake's key, and 2 Commander points for every month that you support. Okay, so that is usually what you get. But I'm going to throw in the testing group. So if you're doing the $3 a month, the supporter membership, you're going to be part of the testing group if you do it in February. If you do it after February, you will not be included when you do the supporter. All right? And the supporter is really there for those of you who just want to support the game. You probably will try it out. But yeah, and this is the only time, you guys, this is the only time you can pay for credits, okay, or pay for this stuff. Only time you can do it is during the development stage, okay? Commander and Infinite Commander, those are the top ones. Let's talk. Strategist is $5 per month. You get a little bit more. Early access and updates to content, 50,000 Commander credits, 2 Drake's keys, and 5 Commander points per for every month that you support. So every month that you do the $5 per month, you're going to get 50,000 Commander credits, 2 Drake's keys, and 5 Commander points. Basically, what's going to happen is when we launch the game officially, you will start off with a bunch of credits, keys, points, and be ready to rock and roll and try stuff. That's the point. That's our thank you to you for supporting the development, because we need you guys. We're making this game for you. We need you guys to support it and help us build this thing. Commander, all right, that's the next one up, $15 per month. It gives you, again, early access to updates and content, 250,000 Commander credits, 3 Drake's keys, and 10 Commander points each month you support. Okay, so that's every month. You do $15 per month. During the development, you're going to get that. This one is where it kind of gets interesting. And let me turn off the banner here real quick just so you can kind of see this. It kind of cuts off that bottom part. Includes, obviously, all these three, the strategist, the Infinite Commander, and the Commander, all include that special access to the community, Discord community access. We have a special area in there just for the Infinite Control, the game, chat area, that kind of stuff. We'll be talking there as well. Gives you access to that. You're included in the testing team, just like strategist and Infinite Commander. Then also, this is where Commander and Infinite Commander are kind of a bonus, all right? Because it actually unlocks an additional HQ. So when you go and you start the game, you're going to get to choose 2 HQs, between 2 HQs. When you do Infinite Commander, obviously you're going to get more from that, and it just increases the amount of resources you get when you start officially. And it's going to also unlock an additional Commander. Okay, so just so you guys know, there's the 4 different ways you can support through Patreon. Your support is crucial, and depending on how much support we get determines how quickly we can build this game and finish the development of the game. We appreciate your support. Thank you for being here today. All right, let's give away some Drake's keys. All right, here's the Drake's key, a close-up of a Drake's key. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. First question is, and the first person to give me the right answer is going to get the Drake's key. Okay? All right. So you got your notes out? You ready to go? Okay, you ready to go? All right. First question is, how many Commander credits do you earn for every minute you are in the battle? Thank you, Little Miss Goth, for dropping that link for Patreon. All right. Ryotech. Ryotech answered it first. Good job, Ryotech. That is correct. 1,000 credits. And actually, from rank 1 to rank 20, that's right, you get 1,000 Commander credits every minute. When you hit rank 20, it actually goes up to 2,000 when you hit rank 20. It doubles everything at rank 20. Awesome. All right. Next question. Congratulations, Ryotech. You won your first Drake's key. And this is how it's going to be, actually. Let me pause for a second. As a YouTuber, if you are in my YouTuber program, if you're a YouTuber that I work with and I reward, you will be rewarded and given Drake's keys to give away, symbols, the Drake's artifacts and symbols to give away, containers to give away, those kind of things. And that's going to be really cool. You'll be able to literally, from your HQ, select the player inside the game and then send them that reward directly inside the game. So So you can show that inside of the game during your stream. There's no code you have to give away or anything. It just goes directly to them. It's really cool. Yeah. Next question. Here we go. How long does dark mode last? How long does dark mode last? Hey, Kafka. Thanks for being here, Kafka. Nice to see you, buddy. You can always watch the replay, buddy. Oh, Fang got it. 24 hours. Nice job, Fang. That's right. 24 hours. That's how long dark mode lasts. All right, you guys. Good job. Next question. How many players are in an Infinity Tournament battle? How many players are in a tournament battle, guys? That's right, Night Soul. Nice job, Night Soul. Night Soul is strategically trying to confuse people. He's trying to confuse people. I love it. Yeah, it's 6 players, so it's a total of 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. It's, you know, and you obviously have the drags, but that was kind of a trick question. That was a trick question. Because if you counted the drags, it's 7, right? Kind of technically. But anyway, yeah, 6 is the right answer for that one. All right, here we go. How many US dollars does a pack of 6 Drags keys cost? How many US dollars? All right. Oh no, you guys are in trouble. Oh no. No, that's not right. That's not right. 6 Drax keys. A pack of 6 Drax keys. Come on, guys, you got this.
While I don't know, I am not allowed to answer.
No, go ahead. Extreme, go ahead, buddy.
I say $5.
That's correct. Extreme's correct. It was $5. Congratulations, Extreme. Now, to be fair, guys, Extreme did just see that for the very first time today. So he did not know this previous to the stream. He didn't really know that information. So it's fair for him to be able to get it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to him because he did answer before everybody. And he did wait a little bit. So next question. It's a good one. What items can you trade inside the depot? Oh, what items can you trade inside the depot? This is multiple answer here. Because it doesn't say how many, it says what. So you guys got to put down what items. Yes, skins is one of them, but make sure you put all of them in one answer, guys.
That's one answer.
Skins and credits, that's one of them. Be careful, you're going to give it away. Someone else is going to watch it, and they're going to be like, boom, boom, boom. They're going to wait. They're waiting for you to answer individual so they can just put all of them in. We got skins, credit, key. That's right. That's actually, right, Night Soul. Night Soul got it. Wow, nice job, Night Soul. Night Soul gets 2 Drags keys so far. Wow, good job, buddy.
Okay. FATSQUATCH, Fang does raise an interesting answer. He also thinks units. Would that be something for the future, maybe?
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, that's right. It is units too, but that's not. We didn't really cover that in this one.
No, we didn't cover that, but then it's.
You will be able to trade a unit. Yes, you'll be able to trade a unit. It'll probably be very costly, because I mean, obviously, if it's upgraded, like if they've already upgraded the weapon and it's equipped to the unit, they'll probably charge you a little bit for that. But it's up to them how much they want to charge for that. All right. Awesome, guys. Okay, ready for the next question? Here we go. Next question. We got 2 more questions, you guys. 2 more questions. How many abilities does a commander have? How many abilities does a commander have? Make sure you guys put GG in the chat too when they get them right. Use that GG down there. Or if you have the custom GG as a member of the channel. How many abilities does a commander have? That's right, Fang. Oh, Night Flash. Aristocles is actually the first one. Aristocles. Nice job, buddy. You guys popped up real fast, but he beat you to it. Nice job. You got yourself a Drake's key when the game launches. Very good. Congratulations, buddy. All right, last question. See if you're paying attention. This is a tricky one. How do you get commander points? It's a trick question right here. That's right, GG. Play a game. That's a pretty good. That's a general answer. Through battle, trading, units survive. Nice job, Connor. Yes. There is one other way to get it though. It's a combination with it. If no one gets it though, I'm gonna probably give it to Connor because it's a hard answer. In-game, participate in battles and trading. Yes, you can get it. Actually, commander points you can't trade commander points. You don't want to trade those anyway. You don't want to trade those. Okay. Let's see. Units survive or lose in training. Yep. So I think I'm going to give it to Connor. All right. So Connor got the Drake's key. The answer, he got the closest answer to that. The answer is, guys, you're going to get a commander point every minute you're in the battle, but you're also, yes, you're going to get commander points for the units that survive. So that one kind of gives you a little bit of it kind of doubles up a little bit that way. So let's say your units got completely wiped out, and this is why we do this. If you lose all your units and you lose, right? You're out. You still get commander points based on how long you were in the battle. Okay, because if we don't want players to get wiped out and not at least get some commander points. You know what I mean? We want them to build those up so they can actually have a chance to compete and use those commander skills. I mean, the commander abilities. So, yeah, that's how you do it. Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed the quiz. I hope you enjoyed that quiz. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. We've got a game here, guys. We've got a really cool, unique, real-time strategy game. And you want to say any final comments, Extreme, as we wrap this up?
Is there still going to be some questions to be answered, FATSQUATCH?
Yeah, let's go ahead. If you got to go, you got to go. If you want to ask some questions, go ahead and let's ask some questions, and then we'll wrap it up. So go ahead, guys. We can definitely take some questions, and we'll just look at them here in the chat as you ask them. So let's do it. And again, thank you to Zigzauer. And by the way, just so you guys know, Zigzauer is also contributing to the game. He was here in the chat. He had a hard time getting into the back area here to speak and stuff, but he was here, and he's actually going to be a big part of helping with testing, and also he'll be running the YouTuber portion of the game and helping with that and managing that. And then Extreme, obviously, he's helping with the units, the balance. He's really crucial and really important when it comes to the gaming experience. And then obviously we've got D9 and Sharples. We've got, shout out to all the other people that you guys don't get to see or meet that have developed or created the concepts, the artwork, the design, the style guide. They're rock stars, and I'm so happy they're on the team. Shout out to the Ferguson brothers. They're amazing, and they're actually one of them actually helps with the economy. He's in charge of the economy and what you see in the depot, the trading, all that. That's a lot of him helping with that. And then the other one is amazing as well. He's been really working hard. If you go to the Facebook, we have a Facebook now, a Twitter, and we actually had a TikTok. You'll see his work there and him socially helping with all that stuff too. And hopefully you guys get to meet them when they join our Discord forest here eventually. So yeah. Any more questions? Let's see. What questions do we have?
Well, let's see. Aristocles has a very important question, and that one is for you, FATSQUATCH. Will you have a colorblind mode, meaning that people that are colorblind, can they play the game?
Okay, colorblind mode. We can definitely talk about it. I mean, if we want to, we can definitely look into it. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a simple way to do it, but we can definitely consider it for sure. Because I want everybody to have, be comfortable playing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Next question. When can we play this game? Well, it depends on the support we get from you guys. Tell everybody you know to come and contribute, even if it's a little amount. Everything counts, and all that goes towards the development of the game. We're doing our part on our end to speed that process up, make it affordable, and manage that all really well so that the development can go smoothly and quickly. But we need your support and monetarily, really, through Patreon to help us do that. So depending on how much support we get, that's how quickly we can move. So tell all your friends, tell your clan members, tell your other friends that like to play games and RTS games, and tell everybody. And we appreciate you. The lights on the units looked the same to me. Oh, yeah. Okay. I understand what you're saying there. So we might have to look at that and think about that. Now you can see, kind of see colors, even in the darkness, in the dark mode, or when it goes night, you can kind of see colors, but I can see what you're saying about that. So we'll look into that and see what we can do. Okay, will this game be able to play offline against AI or story campaign in case you don't have Wi-Fi or a whole day? Will you be able to earn rewards also? That's a good question. At this point, we don't have any plans for that. In the future, we can definitely consider it, depending on what you guys want. Like, once we get the game built and we're doing stuff, it's going to be built in a way that we can make changes and we can add things. So if that's something that everybody really wants, we can definitely think about it and consider it. But yeah, good question. Okay. Thank you, Little Miss Goth. You're awesome. It's been great. Yes, it's been great to have you here. And yes, D9's music, very good. Yeah, we can talk about the contrast of the colors for sure. You can't download it now. Nope. Not yet. It's in development. All right, Riotech, take care, buddy. All right, you guys. Well, if there's no more questions, do you see any more questions, Extreme, that I missed?
I noticed that a couple of people have trouble access to the Patreon. They have trouble actually going into the website, or actually maybe it's an idea to set up something, a different way of actually donating to the development of the game.
Yeah, well, so we're going to have a website up soon. There'll be a website, an official Infinite Control website up, and we'll probably give you a way through PayPal to donate that way. So if for some reason you're having a hard time with Patreon, don't worry. We'll give you a way through PayPal probably. And then as far as seeing updates and stuff, we will give you probably like a PayPal role in Discord, in our Discord server, so you can get access to the Infinite Control area and be able to see the updates and stuff as well, just like the Patreon members. So, yep, no worries. We'll figure out a way. And again, like if you're having issues, we'll try to troubleshoot it with you, figure out what's going on there. Keep in mind, it is a very new Patreon, and I think when you get your first couple payments, which we have, I think, a payment already from Extreme. I think Extreme was the very first one to support it. Thank you, Extreme.
I was not second. I was first. Oh, cool.
I don't know. I think you were first. But what happens is when you get your first payment or two, Patreon does a small, like a temporary hold, and then it starts to release stuff. And so maybe it might be technically doing that, and then approving all the stuff, and then it should be working good. But they do have an app as well, guys. You go to the App Store, you can download the Patreon app, and yeah. All right. Hey, thanks a lot, you guys, for being here. I hope you guys like what you saw. I hope it gets you excited. Please share this information with everybody. Please share this video. We'll try to chop up this video. We'll try to make more videos. I know a lot of the YouTubers like Extreme and Zig Zauer and them, and even Night Soul, they will be putting out videos as well based on this information. You're gonna have all these assets that we just talked about and shared today. And so all we can do, guys, all I'm asking you to do is just share. If you can't give, just share. Just give it out. Get it out there to everybody, and encourage people to support it. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And that is going to end it. We'll see you guys next time. And we'll be rolling out stuff. Don't worry. You'll be seeing more and more things popping out. We got stuff you haven't even seen today that we have ready to go. So excited to see it. I'm going to be putting some stuff in Patreon. Obviously, we'll be putting stuff in there for the Patreon folks and in the Discord. So join Discord as well. Thank you guys for being here. Take care.
We'll be right back.